Good morning, beautiful people. How are you? Man, was it a busy weekend in the NFL and for the Buffalo Bills this weekend? We're going to get into everything. I know it's kind of a slow period of the year for the NFL, but honestly, that just simply does not matter because this weekend we have a lot of updates. Maybe not the blockbuster ideas that we've been accustomed to or that we're waiting for. No Max Crosby movement. Miles Garrett's not going anywhere else just yet. But we don't know who's going to referee the NFL football games this year. I can tell you that. Okay, that's still an absolute question mark. Josh Allen wasn't able to walk in between the games last year towards the end of the year. We didn't really necessarily know that either. AJ Epenesa. Did Max Crosby start the domino effect in the NFL with, physicals not being what teams thought that they should be? So AJ Epenesa, who was signed to a one-year deal by the Cleveland Browns, will not be a Cleveland Brown. They did not enjoy and were not happy enough with his physical. So they're not going to move forward with signing him. I mean, this is kind of getting crazy to me. Although we knew what was going on with AJ, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. We shall see. We're going to get into it all right now, today. And let's start. All right. So I'm going to start with AJ Epenesa. AJ Epenesa had a rough weekend. So about 10 days ago, all right, AJ Epenesa was signed out of free agency from the Cleveland Browns, by the Cleveland Browns, excuse me. Okay. And it was a one-year deal, nothing crazy. But just yesterday, it came out that the Cleveland Browns actually are not okay with what his physical represented, and they're no longer going to keep him on their roster. That's a little concerning to me. We did not know that AJ Epenesa had that big of an issue last year health-wise. I know he was banged up from time to time with little things here and there. But if the Cleveland Browns, I don't know, generally speaking, physicals are given after trades. And then those physicals, if they are not deemed to be a passing physical by the team that traded for said player, that comes into play quite often. Okay. But out of free agency, these guys are allowed to speak to anybody at any time, really. Okay. During that tampering period. And it's been a while. It's been weeks since they were able to get something done. So I don't know why the Cleveland Browns had not figured this out or known that AJ Epenesa's health was going to be an issue to them prior to them already signing him to a one-year deal. Obviously, there was some verbiage in there that says subject to. That's clear. All right. Or this probably wouldn't have happened. But that said, it did happen. And AJ Epenesa is now available. So AJ Epenesa, what will his value now be, being that he is still a free agent and he's not going to Cleveland? He signed a one-year deal that was worth up to $5 million. Up to. I don't know the exact particulars. We can pull it up very easily, but I can't quite remember. I think there might have been, half and half, roughly $2 to $2.5 million. As far as monies that were owed to him, and then another $2 to $3 million that were incentive based. Had to earn the rest of it, depending on how his performance was on the field. You guys all understand what that means. So, what is AJ Epenesa now worth on the free agent market? I don't think it's much. I think it might be a one-year deal worth a couple, maybe, $1 million. Maybe. Might even be a $1 million deal. And at that moment in time, although I don't think that he's the greatest fit for a 3-4 defense, because he's not just a simple, pure edge rusher, I think he's going to be a Bill. I literally think AJ Epenesa will still be a Buffalo Bill this year. And that's my gut. That's simply what it is, just a gut feeling. But because of that, it's not like the Bills don't know what's going on with him and his health. They know as much, if not more than anybody. So I don't think that that's going to be much of a question mark for Buffalo. I understand that the other teams in the league now that might be relatively interested in AJ Epenesa will now have even more question marks than they did prior. But the Bills know AJ Epenesa, and there's no question marks in their mind as far as what's going on with his health. So now Brandon B can go back to AJ and say, listen, brother, you're not what you might or we might or they thought that you were going to be as far as your value in the league right now. So we'd love to have you back here, but it's not going to be anywhere near what you had signed prior, which is a 2-year, $12 million deal. Nowhere near $6 million. Quite frankly, it's not going to be anywhere near $5 million anymore because that's what you were given, up to with incentives. So you want to stay at Buffalo Bill, we'd love to have you, but I think it's going to be 1 year, 1.2, 1.3 million bucks. That would be my guess. Unless, okay, and there's obviously the caveat that Jim Leonard, who is certainly influencing the decisions in terms of the personnel on the defensive side of the football, there's no question. He might have just told Brandon Beane and Joe Brady and everybody else, no, man, not the fit for my defense, which, if that's the case, based on what they've been showing us, they're going to listen to him, and they will not sign him. But again, AJ Epenesa for 1 year, $1.2, $1.3 million to me, you must take him. Not saying that he's the star that the Buffalo Bills need, but as far as depth goes, you know what you get out of him. And the one thing AJ Epenesa has always shown me, at least, he just comes up with some timely batted balls or interceptions. Does he not? I don't think anybody can argue that. Nobody can complain about what he does on an average basis when you least expect it. AJ Epenesa pops up, bats a ball down on third down, picks a ball off, creates a fumble, something. He has absolutely got the clutch gene in him. I got to give him that. He's not your perennial Pro Bowler or all pros, certainly. But he shows up sometimes when we really need something to happen and nobody's doing anything, and then here comes AJ Epenesa. So all I'm saying is the Cleveland Browns no longer will be signing him. He will not be a Cleveland Brown. And quite honestly, I think his market value has now dropped substantially because of this, based on it being a physical thing, health thing. So I think now the Buffalo Bills are the only team that truly knows what he is. And I don't think they should have a problem trying to sign him for 1 year, slightly over $1 million. Vet minimum almost. I mean, really. So what do you say? What say you? Secondly, and this is big. This is big time. Well, okay, we're going to go this route first. It's not the big one, but we're going to get a little bit into what we weren't really necessarily told the whole truth last year. Our beloved Joe Brady sat down with Tom Pelissero, from the NFL.com. All right. Insider, journalist, whatever you want to call him. And here's what he had to say, because the beginning of this conversation, although it was supposed to be routed around DJ Moore and how he looks, and I'll give you a brief synopsis. Joe Brady told the world that DJ Moore looks exactly like he looked, with no changes from that when he was in Carolina with Joe Brady. That was 5 years ago. So Joe Brady seems to think, at least he's telling us, that DJ Moore looks exactly like he did 5 years ago, hasn't lost a step, and therefore he's still a youthful 24-year-old stud. Okay? Take that for what it's worth, and as you may. But what I wanted to get into just briefly is that the conversation started with Josh Allen, or about Josh Allen. As we all know, as we can see here as well, it's reiterated, Josh Allen needed surgery this offseason, basically as soon as the offseason took place, as soon as the season was over, to fix a broken bone in his right foot. I'm not a doctor. I can't remember the exact verbiage of what that bone is called, and quite frankly, to me, it at this moment in time doesn't matter. I'm interested, but I'm not a doctor. I would never remember the name of the bone anyways. But it was on the outside middle of his foot, and it was a nagging issue. And if you can remember, for those of you that have been hanging with us for a while, if you can remember, midway And then throughout the season, Cold Front here has been telling you guys that Josh Allen had some extreme mechanical breakdowns and that he was, in my opinion, hurt and not just banged up a little bit. I thought he was absolutely hurt. And you can go back to, I'm going to give myself a little credit here. You can go back to some film that I still have on the channel, TikTok and YouTube. Go back. Find the videos when I say Josh Allen is banged up and his mechanics are not what they should be. He was not driving through the football. He was not bringing his momentum, just like a pitcher do this towards the target. He was not getting the power in the direction of his target. He was spinning off of his target, causing some errant throws, drilling the ball into the ground, or airmailing some people. And quite frankly, it doesn't help for your touch passes either, because believe it or not, even when you're trying to touch pass something, you need your lower half to be involved. Like it or not, because if you go 25 years, 27 years throwing a football a certain way and learning how to throw a football, whether it's on a line or a little air underneath it, using your body from your feet up, and then all of a sudden you don't have your feet and you try to touch pass, it's something new, okay? It's something new. So go back. If you don't believe me, I'm giving myself some kudos here. Go back and look at my videos telling you that he is banged up and it's not something small. Okay. Hey, Schwab, appreciate that heart. Thank you so much. Not something small. And here we go. Although Joe Brady does tell us that he is good to go and he will be ready for OTAs and then training camp immediately following. He says this, and I quote, "The thing about Josh Allen, he got surgery after the season, but he's playing as if you think there's nothing wrong with him. The guy could barely walk, and then he's playing games, and it's not impacting his play. He's built different, and let's hope it continues that way, but he'll be good to go in the offseason. I talk with him regularly. He's just excited to get going with guys like DJ Moore, kind of figure out what it's going to look like, just this new kind of era," end quote. So this man, Josh Allen, again, the guy could barely walk. I'm just saying that you can not barely walk and then be 100%. Unless you're getting shot up with things to where you could not feel your body. And that could be the case, but then that could also have longer term effects. And I hope that's kind of not the case, if you follow my drift. I'm just saying that we knew that son of a gun was more injured than what we were being told. And listen, the Buffalo Bills don't owe me anything, okay? So I'm not saying they're lying to me and I'm pissed off about it. I'm not saying that at all. It is what it is, all right? However, what I am saying is that you cannot not walk on Saturday and then be able to play Josh Allen football on Sunday. It just doesn't work that way. Your bodies are not made. Our bodies are not made for that. Now, is Josh Allen a tough son of a gun? And is part of him not walking on him, meaning he could walk, but he just chose not to get healthy for the weekend? Sure, that could be that too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, DJ, appreciate the share, man. Thanks so much. That could absolutely be part of the guy could barely walk. Maybe he just wasn't walking so he does not re-aggravate this foot throughout the regular season. Throughout the week in between games. You know, take this with a grain of salt. I'm just saying, I read this and I said, I told you, I told you. Watch the man throw a football. I showed the film. Did some film breakdowns saying that his mechanics were off. We knew this, and I hope it's not going to stay long-term, because that would really, quite frankly, that would suck, right? I hope the man is healthy. Now, again, Joe Brady is saying he's good to go, and he'll be quite all right, totally fine. I certainly hope so, because up until this point, I've been extremely excited about what the Bills have done this offseason. I'm not saying this changes my mind. I'm just saying I'm getting excited, adding some weapons, stacking the defense. We still have the draft. So I'm excited. I just hope that we don't go backwards with Josh Allen's health. That's all I'm saying. Take that for what it's worth, and as you may, folks. I appreciate all of you, but first of all, by the way, love every single one of you. If you haven't done so yet, you must follow and subscribe immediately. When we get to 500, we're giving away a jersey. We're giving away a Buffalo Bills jersey, one of the new additions to the Buffalo Bills personnel and roster this offseason. So thank you so much. Next topic, and this is a big one, boys and girls. This is a big one. don't really know what to think about this because the opposites are coming out every single day. And what do I mean? The NFL and the the Referee Association, the NFLRA, National Football League's Referee Association. I do not know what to tell you other than the fact that these people have no freaking clue how the real world is supposed to work. Both parties. Originally, I was on the side of the NFL. For those of you that don't know, let me back up just 10 seconds. They have a collective bargain agreement just like the players do, the refs, just like the NFL Players Association. It's a union. So every so often they have to re-up their negotiations and their contracts about how much they're going to make and what kind of travel they get and how they're going to be graded and what kind of probationary period will a new hire have, how long until he's actually treated like a real referee. You know, is it going to be 3 years? Is it going to be 5 years? I mean, like it's all, quite frankly, nonsense. And I say it's nonsense because I don't think that unions really do any good for anybody almost ever, if I'm being honest. Now, again, I'm not going to make this into my opinion about unions. They're good in some situations. They're bad in others. Again, we're just talking football here. All right. But the point of the matter is, and the reality of this is that we're now at a standstill between the NFL and the NFL Referees Association. They will not come to an agreement. They have not come to an agreement. And at the moment, the NFL is now gearing up, and at least it's a little bit better than it was 2 weeks ago or a week and a half ago. They're gearing up now to hire at least Division 1 through 3 college football referees for this upcoming season. When 2 weeks ago, the NFL was prepared to hire high school schmoes to referee NFL football games. Believe me, I mean no disrespect by that. High school referees, I coach youth basketball and baseball, and I referee basketball. I do I include myself into the schmo category. What I'm saying is I appreciate everything that the referees do at all levels. However, my point is that a high school referee anywhere other than the 8A category schools in Florida, Georgia, or Texas, or maybe California, anyone other than that is not prepared and will not be prepared with only 2 months worth of potential training to referee NFL football games at any sort of level that is reasonable for the fans of the organizations to which they want to watch. That is my point. Because let's call it what it is. The NFL is a multi-billion, potentially at some point here, $1 trillion organization because of no one else other than you and I. We pay the money. We pay $130 every time we want to buy a freaking jersey for the guy that's going to be on a different team next year. We pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to show up to a stadium to watch our people play a game. And not to mention we pay $15 for a Busch Light. We pay $12 for a shitty hot dog, which we love, by the way. And we pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars to have 15 different fucking television subscriptions to be able to watch the games of our favorite teams. And yes, do we bitch? Sure we bitch. We still freaking pay it. So if it weren't for us, the NFL would have no money. And if it weren't for the NFL having no money, they would not be able to pay any type of refereeing crew. Now, do I think it's shitty that the NFL just doesn't hire referees full-time as employees? Absolutely. Whose fault is that? I'm not totally sure. I got to look more into that. But they're not full-time employees. So the NFLRA is saying that they don't have good enough health coverage. Okay, I can answer that real quick. Make them a freaking full-time employee and put them on your medical. How many referees are there? Not enough for the NFL to give a shit because it wouldn't cost them that much money. And again, the referees would still pay into that. But I digress a moment because getting back to it's us that are paying to keep the league alive. We're the ones that deserve high-level, highly trained, and highly adequate referees to referee the games every Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Wednesday this year, Saturday in the playoffs. You get my drift. Australia, London, Brazil. I mean, come on. All right. I don't give two hecks about playing outside of the country. Quite frankly, if I was a player, I'd be pissed off. They make enough money. They can go on vacation to Brazil for a week in the offseason if they would like. They don't need to get down there during the season and then be a team that wears green and then not be able to leave the hotel because it's gang territory. And if you wear green, you'll get freaking killed. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? That's real, too. Look that up. So I have an issue with that. And the money's just coming in. This organization is worth, again, so much money. And God bless them. It's the best sport. I'm in agreement. I was a baseball guy at a professional level. I still think the NFL, this is why I'm covering this. This is why I'm doing this now. The NFL is as exciting as any sport there ever was, probably the most. Just get us some damn referees. You don't need to hire college or high school people. Figure it the hell out. But again, this is both parties, and we're going to get into some of what they're talking about. This is both parties' issue. I'm not blaming one side or the other. They're both full of nonsense and malarkey, and they're both saying the other one's lying. And quite honestly, I don't give it. Like, I can't take it anymore. Get me some referees that know what they're doing so we can get legitimate football, because the refereeing situation is horrible. And it's not going to get any better if high school or college referees are the ones that are going to start determining the outcomes of football games. Okay? It's only going to get worse. And I'm not going to listen to it. Sack it up. You guys are worth too much money to not figure it the hell out. So let's get into this a little bit. That was my rant of the day. Woo, we're going to get in some comments as soon as I get these highlights, all right? Bear with me, folks. This is what happened over the weekend. This is what happened. We're just going to go through it. I don't want to talk about the refs anymore, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal. I'm going to quote you the NFL Referees Association's executive director from Tom Pelissero, okay, or to Tom Pelissero. Apparently, league sources are continuing to put out false and misleading information instead of wanting to meet at the negotiating table. The bottom line is our officials work for the wealthiest sports league in America with profits that far exceed any of the others. That's normally a point of pride for the NFL. However, our officials are substantially undercompensated when compared to baseball and basketball umpires and referees. Our officials also aren't provided the health care benefits that those at 345 Park Avenue have, headquarters of the NFL. As far as performance pay, we had high-performing officials who worked this year's championship games and the Super Bowl who were paid less for those games than what they were paid for a regular season game. That certainly isn't rewarding performance, as the NFL claims is their goal. So this was in response to what the NFL had said. They told the NFLRA what they were looking for as far as an agreement and as what they were offering to solidify this negotiation just recently, which was this. The NFL has offered its game officials a 6-year labor deal. So, extending 6 years so we don't have to do this again for 6 years. Because remember, every time the deadline comes into play, you need to re-up it. This is exactly what the Players Association does. Collective bargaining agreement. This is what unions do. The actual referees are not the ones negotiating. It's the executive director and the head of these unions. Anyway, so the NFL said we want to do a 6-year deal with a 6.45% annual growth rate in compensation. So every year their salaries go up 6.45% increase, no matter what, for the next 6 years, excuse me. So in 6 years, you're going to have, 40%, 39% increase in pay compared to today. That's what the NFL offered the referees. Now, the referees were saying they want a 10% annual increase, not 6.45. Plus, they want $2.5 million for marketing fees. In the league, the league agrees as worthless, sources say. I would tend to agree with that. If the NFLRA is saying they need $2.5 million to market, I think what they mean by this is market their job availability, trying to recruit employment. I don't see the NFL having to recruit referees to make $350,000 for 17 weeks a year refereeing a football game. I don't know about you. I just don't think that they need to spend $2.5 million to find people that would want to do that. Do you? You tell me, folks. I really want to get in. I'm going to get into all the comments, whatever topic you want to talk to. I'm just going to rip through all the topics here quickly, and then we'll talk however you see fit. I haven't forgot about you. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to not talk to everybody. I just want to rip through everything first. A lot, because there's a lot today. So here's the other thing as far as this is concerned. The NFL also said that they wanted the employees, meaning the referees, to be judged and graded based on their performance, and then the higher meaning their performance as a referee on the field during games. And then the performance would generate bonuses, and or if you make the playoffs, meaning you go referee a playoff game, if you knocked it out of the park during the regular season based on how you were graded on the scale that they create in terms of what made a good ref, what's a good call, what's a bad call, so on and so forth. Baseball does this. Just saying. Anyway, then in which case, the probationary period for a new hire referee, the NFL wants 5 years. Basically, you get 5 years where you make X amount of dollars. And then after that, then you can kind of work your way up. The Players Association said they want that probationary period to be 3 versus 5. That's a standard negotiation. I have no problem with that. The Players Association want a short term before their union members can make more money. The NFL wants a longer period of time before they have to pay these guys more money. That's negotiation 101. I got no problem with that. None whatsoever. How they end up, well, whoever wins will win. I really don't mind the request. I don't mind the back and forth, the combatants of that. Neither one bothers me whatsoever. That said, okay, the NFL, per this last comment that we just saw, is pretty egregious. I'm sorry, the NFLPA or RA, because they're saying that championship game, Super Bowl were paid less, okay? Because the NFL, along with this, said if you perform well, then you play or you referee in the playoffs in the Super Bowl. And then you get these big bonuses and you make more in those games than you do a regular season game. I mean, that makes total sense to me if that's the case. But you can see here, Scott Green from the NFLRA is saying that they had officials who refereed in the championship in the Super Bowl and they were paid less in those games than they were for a regular season game. So if that's true, well, then we have a complete liar on our hands. Which side is lying? This is all too familiar to me, folks. I'm not really going to get into it. But the fact that you get two parties saying the exact opposite thing about each other and what each other has said, and somebody goes and calls these people out and says, one of you are lying, because that's what I'm doing right now. One of you are lying. And me as the fan, I've done nothing wrong. I'm a fan. I give my attention, I give you my money, I give you my time. I then cover you and give you more publicity. I'm not a big content creator, but most of the people that I pay attention to and the others that you probably focus on and watch on a daily or weekly basis are. And they have massive followings. So the more attention they get, the more attention the NFL gets because they push their thoughts about this topic. We didn't do anything here. We have nothing to do with the negotiations between the referees and the NFL. But somehow, we're the ones that are suffering here. How is that reasonable? Well, I can tell you, it's not. It's simply not. So what are we doing, and what is the NFL and the NFLRA going to do about it? Well, the NFL says they're going out now again. At least it's not high schoolers, but right now their stance is we're going to recruit Division 1, 2, and 3 football referees immediately and getting them trained up for the opening of the season. So good for us. We're going to have college freaking referees ref the NFL this year if they don't sort this shit out. All right, I need to know what everybody has to say. Again, Cold Front, I appreciate you being in here. Like, follow, subscribe, give me a chat, share it to your friends, tell everybody. When we get to 500 on YouTube, we're giving away a jersey. I appreciate all of you. Love yous. Let's get into it. All right, I'm going to start over here on YouTube. Brian, how are you? Buffalo Bills re-sign AJ. I think they will. I really do. The Lee G. How are you, Lee G? Did they really? I thought he went to the Browns. No, Lee G. I think this was from when we first started, but yeah, the Browns said no thank you after a physical. They didn't like what they saw enough to keep him around. So AJ Brown is still a free agent. We're kind of just recapping because we're looking at older comments. Brian Webster, Buffalo Bills re-signed Matt. I think you might mean Milano. That did not happen yet. David Acuto, you're on vacation. Tell those family members I said hello. I'll keep you abreast, Davey, of what's going on in the Buffalo Bills while you're sipping Mai Tais and doing all that. You're fancy. You know, Dave, you know, you're kind of like the NFL Referees Association right now. You know what I mean? You're hanging on the beach, listening to your boy talk about football. Rough one for you, Davey. I'm only kidding. I love you. Good friend of mine. Tell everybody I said hello, please, especially the grandkids and the missus. Lee G, good to see you. What's up, baby? I'm good, man. A lot going on. A lot happened this weekend, right? It's crazy. A lot happened. I love it. Mad chatter. AJ stinks. What's up, front? What's up, baby? Yeah, I don't even know if AJ would fit the 3-4 all that well, to be honest with you. Stephen De Leon, Odessa, Texas. Let's keep in mind that's Odessa, Texas. How are you, Stephen? Orlando Storm are hiring. Who is that? What is that, like WNBA? I honestly don't know who that is. Who? Yeah, I don't know what he's meaning either. Matt Prater. Oh, Dave, where does AJ fit in the new D? I don't know that he does, Dave. I just know that a 1-year, $1.2 million deal from somebody that's been around that long and has proven that he can at least play football as a depth guy is probably well worth it. There's no getting used to. You know exactly who he is. But again, I think it really depends on Jim Leonard. He's proven that what he feels and what he thinks is very powerful in that organization as far as personnel for the defense. So I think it's all on Jim Leonard's hands right now. I think AJ Epenesa is on Jim Leonard. I really do. But it ain't going to be 1 year 5 anymore. You know, AJ's stock has certainly dropped off after what just happened, for sure. AJ on field block team. Jonas, how are you, Jonas? Yeah, he always comes up with something, dude. I'm telling you. And if it's that kind of money, I'm making that up, I guess, but that's what I feel. If it's for that kind of money, I think it's going to be almost a steal. AJ as a depth player would be good. I'm with you, Lead. I really do believe. Matt Chatter says Moore was not a wide receiver that blew anyone away in Carolina. Is he even a top 20? Oh, Matt Chatter, don't start it, Matt Chatter. We went through this. Give me a list of 25 wide receivers that are better than DJ Moore. DJ Moore absolutely was a stud in Carolina, my sir. There are not 25 wide receivers that are better than DJ Moore, in my opinion. And especially if you're going to start a list, which is tough to do. That's a lot of people. But if you're going to start a list, just remember this. DJ Moore is a stud. That's my opinion, even if you don't think so. Does DJ Moore not fit the Buffalo Bills damn near close to perfectly? That's what puts him even a rung higher, in my mind, on this roster. Matt Chatter says, I saw your QB breakdown on Allen. We need a lot more of that. Oh, did you really? Very cool. Thank you. How long, did you see that when it happened, or did you just look at it recently? I know I got to get back into that. Actually, I think I have, believe it or not, I have DJ Moore coming up. I do. I have DJ Moore film coming up, boys and girls. I didn't really want to tease it necessarily. But since we were just talking about him, and then you said this, Matt Chatter, which I really do appreciate. I'll tee it up. We're getting into DJ Moore film very shortly. Stay freaking tuned. Make sure if you're not subscribed that you subscribe, and then the notification bells the way you're gonna get notified when those things pop up. So he's coming. DJ Moore is coming, baby, and I'm excited for it, boys and girls. I am freaking excited. Joe Brady thinks we are slow. No, I don't know about that. Lee G, right after the injury in the Browns game, I specifically remember saying that man's playing hurt. You could see by the way he threw that it looked off. I don't know mechanics, but didn't look smooth. Fair enough. And that's what I think set it off to new heights. However, prior to even that game is when I did My mechanical, what I thought was a breakdown, I think he was hurt even prior to the foot. I think there was other nagging things that just were all over. But you're right. You're right. He's getting older, wrong side of 30, and he takes punishment more than any human QB ever could before times 10. Could before times 10. Get him receivers. Fair enough. I mean, that's a good point. But you got to keep in mind that his average depth of target was like as low as anybody in the NFL. So they do a very good job of getting the ball out of his hands, too. The majority of his punishment that he takes is on him for extending plays. I mean, yes, you have the tush pushes, which are completely designed, and there are some design runs from time to time, but a lot of it is him, and that's part of what we love about him, though, boys and girls. Like, if you take Josh Allen's legs away from him, is Josh Allen? Obviously not. I mean, he's still extremely good. I'm just saying he's not the Josh Allen that everyone has grown to adore, top to bottom. Think about some of his greatest highlights. They're running the football. Take that away, and it's just a different story. You know what I mean? Bills resign. I know. I don't know. Not yet. Who is Matt Job? I think he's talking about Matt Prater. No Bones. No Bones. Good morning, No Bones. How are you? Bills is very great player. Bills have really good players. I gotta stop spamming. Oh man. When I go to Brazil, I stay strapped. That's what I'm saying. Why don't we just send the boys in? Just send them in there. I mean, what are we doing? That's the part that I don't understand. You're making just $1 trillion freaking dollars playing internationally, and you send them into the heat of battle. Like what? Like they're not. Jesus, they're not Rangers. They're not SEALs. Like they're football players. They don't deserve to be put in a situation like that, in my opinion. But who the hell am I? If they had a simple sky judge system, they would not make mistakes. Over under mistakes, more like it. Yeah, that should be graded. And look at what baseball's doing. Everyone says baseball's antiquated and out of touch and the worst sport in the world. Well, they're making freaking moves, boys and girls. They're making freaking moves. And quite frankly, I don't know if you noticed it, but just a couple days ago, day 2 of this ABS automated like balls and strike system, I forget who it was. It doesn't even matter. 2 pitches in a row were challenged, and both of them were overturned, meaning the umpire had made the wrong call. And then the system proved that, and the stadium went absolutely berserk, and the umpire actually took it personally, and he was pissed off because he was embarrassed. Well, you know what? Maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe embarrass someone publicly a little bit, and they're going to get better at their freaking job. Is that out of touch? Is that me being too much of a jerk? Because I don't think so. In my playing career, I was not a guy that was friendly necessarily with umpires once I felt mistakes were made. However, leading up until that point, I was very friendly with some umpires, and I respect the hell out of them. I just think that they deserve to be told when they do a very poor job, especially at the highest of levels. And the public deserves to know that they did a very, very bad job. And if it means embarrassing them in front of the gosh-forsaken stadium and everyone that's watching the game on TV, well, so freaking be it. Because you signed up for it, and you're literally umpiring or refereeing football or baseball games for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, to where all of your travel, all of your expenses are paid also. And if you suck, everyone should know you suck. Just like the players. Why are they any different? Why are they any different? You're on the same football field. You're making the claim that you should make more money because the leagues make so much money that you should make more money. Well, then you need to be treated just like one of the damn players. Then if you want the money, you need the treatment. Bottom line, if you want the money, you need to also be embarrassed, because what happens to a professional athlete when they completely shit the bed and they, for instance, the Josh Allens of the world, what happened to him? He was completely eviscerated by everyone on mainstream media and even private media after his horrible, horrible 4-turnover game. And you know what? He deserved it. He absolutely deserved it. But so do the referees and the umpires when they do a terrible job, people. If you're terrible, you need to be treated like you're terrible. That's the real world. But no, we live in a society where everyone's got to be so damn soft that no one can say nothing. Don't talk about the refs. Don't embarrass the refs. Oh, but give them all the money. They should be in this freaking globe, this sphere where they're untouchable. Get the hell out of here. Stop the madness. If you're terrible, you're freaking terrible. Bottom line. I'm not saying, I know I'm a Bills fan. I'm not talking about the catch, all right? I think it was a bad call, but please don't take this the wrong way. I'm talking about everybody. I'm saying that Josh Allen deserved to be eviscerated based on his game play against the Broncos last year. He need do better. He's Josh Allen making $55 million a year. And now he's, going to be making probably $30 million for the next 14 years, the way that they're keep restructuring his contract. But he deserves to feel it when he shits the bed. So do the referees. So don't tell me you need more money. Don't tell me you need more health benefits. Don't tell me you need a shorter probationary period with the ability to get a raise a lot sooner than normal, and then say that you should not be graded based on the performance on the field. Shut up. You don't get to have it both ways. Stop it. That was rant number 2. Let's continue with the comments here. I'm reading the comments, baby, Brian. I'm reading them. No bones. Brian, are you trying to say the Bills have re-signed Matt Prater, or are you saying that you want them to? Bones, I think it's both. But Lord knows. I don't think any of us know. I see no news of they re-signed Tyler Bass. I don't think they're re-signing Matt Prater. Oh, maybe. Dexy, what's up, baby? Kirkinelli says we re-signed Bass. Right. Not Prater. Do you have any autographed jerseys? 6 rings. Yes, sir. I know you told us about your Edelman one last week. I have, I don't know if they're in. They must. Yeah, we got a few. What do we got? We got Thurman. We got Josh Allen. I think we got a Keon downstairs. I actually have Mike Allstott. And we got a couple baseballs as well. Baseball jersey, I should say. 6 right, Edelman and Bledsoe. Yeah. That Edelman was a good deal too for you, for sure. We about to see so many bad calls this year, aren't we? Man, I freaking hope not, Dexy. I hope not, but it seems like that's the direction that we're going in. And I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. I mean, obviously, you just heard me go on a complete bazooka of a rant, which I apologize for. I hope you all feel the same, because if you don't, you probably really just got mad at me, and I don't mean it. I don't want any hard feelings with nobody in here. That's just the way I feel. Sorry. Kirkinelli, Morning Mafia. What's up, baby? Hope everyone's getting off to a good one. Yeah, for Monday morning, and I got to be honest, this weekend I was actually kind of out of touch for a little while because we had a lot of youth sports. Again, volunteering my time, not asking for anything in exchange. Okay? And I'm the one that sits at a Little League meeting on the board yesterday and says, our umpires need to get paid more. This is just justification, okay? Let me just make this very point before someone goes off and destroys me, which you have your that's your right for sure. But just so everyone knows, not only do I freak out and say what I just said, but I'm also the guy, and this is youth versus professionals, totally different. I'm also the guy that advocates for our umpires this year to be paid double to which they were paid last year for our youth baseball, Little League baseball. Double. I mean, it's not hundreds of thousands of dollars clearly, but double. Because I think it's absolutely warranted. Now, part of it, why it's warranted, is because I'm going to have a conversation with them when they say that they know what they're doing, and then they show up at a game and they don't even know the rules. I'm going to get on their ass. Not in a bad way. I make it professional. There's 12-year-old kids around. But I am going to pull them aside and say, sir, with all due respect, that was so wrong. I want to pay you double, but I expect that you read the rules. And know a little bit. Just a little. Know the rules. Don't be back there. Don't just come and steal money if you don't know the move. Like, that's theft. You're stealing. In my opinion, you're stealing. If you put no effort into learning the rules and then you say, oh, yeah, I'm a ref or an umpire, whatever, and I know the rules, pay me $50, whatever, $100, whatever it is. Oh, and you just have no clue? That's theft. It's absolute theft. Dexy says, Cold Front, I'm going to try something new next mock draft. Oh, baby. Won't draft the safety till the 6th or 7th. In theory, we draft one of the 2 safeties I told you about for the 2027 draft. Okay. Remember now, I'm pretty sure I did this. Is it not? Did I not a couple weeks ago? And you told me, now I know this is just a exercise, but I'm pretty sure you were not happy with me drafting a safety in the 5th or 6th like I did. And I forget who it was. Was it Bud Clark? I don't think he would have lasted till the 6th. I forget who I drafted in one of my mocks, and you said too late for safety. But okay, I'm very curious to see how that goes. Can't wait to see that, honestly. No, Buffalo Bills did not re-sign either one of these folks, Brian. Watch the link you posted in the chat. Oh, that's right. I did give you guys that couple days ago, last week, right? Matt Chatter? Yes. All right, we'll do more. We'll do more, Matt Chatter. Did you see the other ones? Did you see the Michael Hoyt? And I think Deion Walker was in there, I believe, as well. Grok had not much, obviously, on Michael Hoyt, unfortunately. Hopefully this year he's going to come with a vengeance, baby. Okay, Grok had DJ Moore ranked 40 to 45. What? If he becomes healthy first time in 2-3 years at peak, his play style is a more boring Diggs, not flashy, quiet, but used to get the job done. You talking about Grok, like the X AI thing? Because Matt Chatter, I love you, I really do. You know this, but wrong. Grok has no clue if that was the answer. Like, so you said, "Hey, Grok, who are the top 50 wide receivers?" And they came back with DJ Moore being 40 to 45. I got some bones with Grok, and I think anybody else would as well. But my opinion. Left my ass. Okay, it is the AI. Not me. That's what analysts say currently. Oh, man. I need to know these analysts. Let's talk, because I cannot find 25 even. Now, I actually could argue that he's top 18. Seriously. I think one time when he was first traded, somebody went through. We were talking about this. Somebody else in here will remember this. We were talking about this exact thing. And Dadpool, what's up, baby? Reaper, appreciate the follow. Thank you so much. And I think we had DJ Moore top 16 or 15. Go Bills. What's up, Spidey Muns? I don't see how technology hasn't taken the ref's job yet. Yeah, I mean, I think taking it over completely is actually kind of a problem to me. Oh no, the Dadpool, was that you, bro? Was that you? Was that when the takes were so hot that your fingers, go Bills, baby, that your fingers were like seared? was that conversation? Oh man, I hope that I just looked over and you popped in right at the right time. Dadpool. Yes, Dadpool just said my fingers just healed. They just healed from. Well, we're gonna reopen the wounds, Dadpool. We're reopening the wounds because Dadpool says that DJ Moore's not a top 25 receiver. I guess he must be listening to Grok from X, also the AI. I don't even know what the hell you call it. AI. Elon Musk's right-hand man. Elon Musk knows a lot about football. You're in good halves with All Stat. Oh, All Stat? Michael? Is that what you're talking about? I know you don't watch UFL, no, but they never get it wrong because they radio down immediately from a room with two refs with video angles. It's a choice. Yes, it is a choice. It's definitely a choice to get things right or wrong, without question. And then the assisted replay comes into play whenever the hell they want it to, and we don't know when. During a couple games when we're doing our live reactions, I went on a tangent as well, saying, when the hell does this come into play? Because someone needs to tell me what the freaking rules are. This assisted replay comes in whenever the heck it wants to, and then it just stays away for quarters and quarters on end, and then boom, middle of the game, whenever the hell they want to, assisted replay will come in. I don't understand the rules, and I don't think anybody knows them. I mean, I'm being serious. No one really knows them, and they certainly don't make them public because they're BS. Yeah, I don't know anything. Maybe I could start watching some, because isn't it a spring sport, the UFL? Am I wrong? Somebody tell me. Dadpool's coming up with 25 receivers that are better than DJ Moore. It's going to take him a while. This is not all time, sir. 6 rings. I'm waiting for Moss, Gronk, Vrabel to go on sale. Oh, I'd love me a Randy Moss, baby. I love that man. I mean, and Gronk is obviously just generational as well. I got to get myself associated here because the Matt Chatter says I love UFL rules. NFL needs 4 points, 65 or over. Oh, 65-yard field goal or more, it's worth 4 points. Is that real? Yeah, the depth is better now, so I won't be too upset with it now. Gotcha. Oh, okay. So when we were doing that, that was before Stone and CJ Gardner, maybe? That's probably what it was then. When we had no one at safety. That would have made sense. I just got a signed Cook and Allen mini hat. Love it. Love it, baby. Probably will get a signed Allen football next. Yeah, those are expensive. Jerseys are expensive. Obviously, Allen's through the roof. You can find them. You know what you use? Go on, if you're not eBay or whatever, Whatnot is the app. Whatnot. Crazy, crazy app. Really easy. I find myself buying cards and some memorabilia, even though I'm not really in that game, too often, because once you link your like checking account or whatever to it, your bank, you just swipe a little thing and it's a bid. Live bid, and you're like, oh shit, what did I just bid on? How much is it? I don't even know. The bids go so fast that you think you're putting, $25 and it ends up being $450. And you're like, oh shit, it's crazy, but it's freaking awesome though. Mr. Reaper, appreciate you. Thank you. Heart. Yeah, sent me a heart. Awesome. Hearts, baby. Bastion, what do you think the AJ debacle? I think the state of Ohio needs to find some new doctors. Mr. Rube says UFL's the NFL's rule test league. Yeah, could be. I'm so done talking about AJ Brown. I mean, it's not your fault. I'm mad at you. But, like, either do something with him or don't, and just stop talking about the man, because I'm sick and tired of it, I'm going to be honest with you. And I'm not the biggest AJ Brown fan anyway, period. Sorry, I'm just not. But I certainly cannot go on speaking about him. As you guys can see, actually, let me get rid of this here so you can see a little more. Back here, so where is it? The white one? Oh, you know what? I don't even know. Okay, this is Thurman Thomas, Hall of Fame there, the red one. And then the white one is actually J.A., Josh Allen. That should be in the case. Now, funny story. See that ball in the case? It's not, where is it? Right there. That ball in the case, super freaking cool. I know TikTok can't really see it. How do I do this? TikTok, see? Oh, wait. I don't know. Anyway, TikTok, there's a ball in a case over there behind me. That is Jordan Poyer signed. I'm sorry, not signed. Jordan Poyer. So years ago, we went to, do you guys remember? I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. Bear with me. Hang with me. We'll continue back in everything. About four or 5 years ago, when the Vikings were in Buffalo and Justin Jefferson had that ridiculous, like, one-handed catch, and then Josh Allen unfortunately fumbled the ball. It was snowing. It was like blizzard. He fumbled the ball on his own 2. The Vikings came back and won the game. Do we remember that? Regular season game. Probably one of the best regular season games you'll ever see. Well, we happened to be there, and Toyota was gracious enough to get my wife, myself, and our 2 boys down on the field. So they were young at this time. At that point, they were like 8 and 6 or something. Now they're 12 and 9, about to be 12 and 10, a few months. So we were down on the field, and then some sponsor or coordinator or something gives me a call and says, hey, what are you guys doing? I'm like, well, I'm down here. We're just watching warm-ups or whatever, having a great time. He's like, all right, I'll be right over. He comes over. He goes, yo, come with me. We're like, okay. So he walks us over. Mind you, first experience that the NFL actually hires security to be on the fields, which is not the responsibility of the home team, by the way. So we were with the guy that runs like all on-field events and things and coordinates this and that, like some brass with Buffalo. And the security guards stop him. He's with us too. Like, he's got little kids behind him. And then he's like, where are you going? He's like, buddy, I'm going into the tunnel. All right. I'm going into the tunnel. And these are our fans giving them experience. He's like, oh man, I don't know. He flashes his badge again. He goes, I'm going into the tunnel. And the security guy goes, okay. So he didn't work for the Bills, or he would have known him. He would have obviously realized it with this badge. It's like complete ultra access. Anyway, we got into the tunnel, and Vikings, Justin Jefferson comes over. He's like, what's up, boys? Like, oh, super cool to my kids. Because remember, in the old stadium now, there's only one tunnel. So both teams go through the same tunnel. And we were stanchioned off right next to an ambulance. And it was just us 4. It was like awesome, right? Bundled up in winter gear. And the Vikings all go by, excuse me, Dalvin Cook at the moment, I think, was still on the Vikings doing well, Justin Jefferson. And they were super nice to the kids. And then Josh Allen, then the Bills come in from off the field for warm-ups, after warm-ups to get changed and get ready. And Josh Allen was like, what's up, boys? You know, dude does his thing. Like, what's up, fellas? A little high five. And then Jordan Poyer, who wasn't playing that game due to an injury, comes off the field with a hoodie. Actually, this hoodie that I usually, a couple years ago, one of those, salute to service. I remember it was like yesterday, and we actually have it on film. I could show it to prove it if we ever sell this, which we never will, but we could prove the authenticity. And he just comes over to the boys and hands them the football. So they were warming up with that football prior to the game. And my 8-year-old son, who initially, actually the older son was handed the football, and the little man grabbed it out of his hands. So then we have him like this, you know, eyes like this, mouth, jaw down to the floor. He looks at me and he goes, he didn't say anything. He couldn't say anything. It was like the coolest freaking situation that you'll ever see. Well, at least for us. And so since then, let me tell you, the heartbreak when Jordan Poyer left to Miami, and then the celebration when Jordan Poyer came back to Buffalo, a year and a half or so ago, was through the freaking roof. I mean, obviously my kids love Josh Allen and they love James Cook and they're Keon guys, and they love everybody, but they love the superstars. But Jordan Poyer, because of that football right there, has got a soft spot in Cold Front's family's heart forever. So I know we all probably have our own stories like that, but that's how it works. And because of the way we were treated there, which really vaulted us into another category of Bills fandom, truthfully. Like, big time fans, but then things get personal because they treated us with such high regard, and they didn't have to do that. We were nobodies, you know. So anyway, taking me off my game. My apologies. Dexy, no. Not sure what you mean by that. Mad chatter. Dallas, Detroit, Jacksonville would score every single drive. Oh, the 4-point, the 4-point field goals. Hey, Grok, maybe I'm off my rocker, but here is DJ Top 25. They are just taking into account 2 years of 400-yard injury seasons. But they also were very, very deep at wide receiver. There weren't, in my opinion, there weren't enough targets to go around anymore in Chicago either. And DJ Moore, and it's coming here soon, I really don't think DJ Moore has lost it. I think he's still got it. I truthfully do. I don't know if anyone else watched the NFL in here, but our boy Prather is playing in it. Hated he wasn't kept around, but injuries kept him off the field. No, I don't. I got to get – I haven't – I don't think that I watched the game, if I'm being honest with you. Yeah, Springleaf, if you don't mind watching the likes of Hamler and Boogie Basham. Dexter, you're talking about the 7th round from last year. I get my stuff from TSE Buffalo. Oh, okay. You mean your like memorabilia? Got it. Yep. Another rule NFL should adopt once offense past the 45. They can no longer punt. There was a dangerous 10 yards where it's like 55. Holy moly, that would be crazy. They can't punt. They have to go for it on 4th and 12. Wow. Or kick a field goal, of course. Who do you like, Matt Chatter, for the UFL? Okay. I do not want an AJ back unless we use Groot in a trade for Myles Garrett. Oh, boy. The Trek Reviewer, what a freaking spark of a thought there, sir. I don't think that's going to happen, but it probably would have to happen if you are going to get him. Something like that would have to happen. I don't think it's just going to be draft picks. I think you'd have to give some kind of personnel to get Myles Garrett out of Cleveland, unless it's 5 years worth of round ones, right? Oh, I thought it was once you pass the 50. Okay, I don't know. Eagles need edge, and they signed Tyron. Well, everybody needs a lot, and there's not that much available anymore, free agency wise. So we gotta remember that, right? Gotta remember that. With all the talk about the Patriots had a ton of cap space to improve and pull away from the Bills, they've underwhelmed quite considerably. Granted, all the chatter, no bones. I agree with you. I don't think that they've done too much in my mind. I mean, I like Tonga a lot. Good for him. And Byard, right? I like him too. But yes, with what was it like? What they have, 80 million or something? I I would have thought more would have been to come. But hey, listen, maybe they have something up their sleeve. I caught a game. Maybe they have some crazy trade brewing that they're going to need a lot of that cap. You know what I mean? For some big, like a Myles Garrett. I caught a game used ball in '96 and had it signed by Jim Kelly. Oh, that's freaking awesome. What was it? A extra point or a field goal? Patriots were only banking on getting AJ Brown. They still are banking on. Yeah, right. Although AJ would not be the most cap casualty man of all time, at least for the first year, right? At least for the first W story. Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, man, it was so cool. Yo, Trek, have NFL players I'm always biased towards them. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and listen, if they're good people, if you actually get a chance to meet these people and they're good dudes or human beings, you're in their corner more. You root for them more. You want to see them succeed. If they're pieces of garbage, F off, or it hurts you. You know, like, oh my God, this guy that I idolize is actually a shitty person. That just makes you feel bad. No bones. Sorry, I missed that. Oh, sorry. I like all them Dexy Roofer players. Ethan, what's up, Ethan? How are you, man? Good to see you. Thanks for hopping. I'll give Cleveland 2-1s, Groot, Coleman, and one of the interior offensive line. Oh, which one? Which one? I don't know that didn't they just rebuild their offensive line? I think they did pretty well. Cleveland, with their line this offseason. I would be okay with AJ for minimum depth, but I know being in his mids and he will overpay. I don't think so, Matt Chatter. Not anymore. His value just went way down. AJ's value definitely went way down with that suspect physical. I don't think that they're going to have to overpay for him. I really, really don't. Myles ain't worth destroying the team. I tend to agree, and I don't think that that's going to happen. Well, that's just a nickname for Greg Russo. Quite frankly, I think it's because of the here. Tall. Here. Tall, strong. Because Russo's not a short dude. He's a big boy. So that's the reference. Groot. Whereas Jim Kelly is awesome, now he was an a-hole. Oh, see, I was a little bit too young to understand all that, but I have heard that Mr. Reaper sent your awesome. Hey, man, thank you, Mr. Reaper. I don't know what the heck was that thing. I appreciate you. Thank you, everybody. I got to get into. Actually, we're going to get into some TikTok stuff right now. Right, like we just showed. Yep. All right, let's get up here. Holy moly. TikTok was going nuts too. Join. Go ahead and tell them you're a closet Broncos fan. I know you're not talking about me, brother. Seems like today is a Ted Hurst media talk day. How would he fit on the Bills? I think that he would fit. I don't think that they go crazy for him, but I think that he would fit. Have you ever finished on no? Well, I'm getting better at not reading out comments that are stupid. All right. Being a 3-4, Ed Oliver would play more of an edge rusher role with Greg Rousseau. No, I don't think Ed Oliver's going to play edge. Ed Oliver's going to play that 3-ish role. 3-eye, maybe 4-eye. I don't think he's going to go out to the edge, though. So AJ would only be for depth. Yes, I believe AJ would be just simply depth. Yep. So Brady is thinking DJ Moore is looking like a 1,000-yard receiver. Hell yeah, he is. And quite honestly, I think he's a 1,000-yard receiver too. I think he's an 1,100 guy. I think DJ Moore gives us 1,100 yards this year. We all knew after the Browns game he looked a little bit off running with the football. Right. That's what somebody on YouTube said as well. Drewski. I was before that. I think he actually was hurt prior to that as well. I think that was fuel to the fire. He had crutches on Pat McAfee show yet. Buffalo's confused. Gato Man says, I mean, yeah, I think he's just trying to say the right thing, truthfully. Bills Mafia, any news on a new stadium? Yeah, they got the exactly what the Bison will look like. They changed color. There's 3 of them. The bull is 27 foot tall, I think 39 feet long, and 23,000 pounds. So the little courtyard outside with the bison, and then a kind of like a walk of fame type deal with all the ex Buffalo Bill greats. They'll have like little placards with, I think, little descriptions of brief descriptions of their career and stuff. It's gonna be pretty cool looking for sure. Schwab says, "Wow, yo, melatonin, yo, what up?" Los Toast says, "Go Patriots." Freeman Miller said, "What's up?" Freeman says, "Never." Heck, hey, how you doing, Heck? Michael Klein, thank you for the file, sir. Appreciate you. Roger, do you think you're going to get a ring this year? I do. I'm actually quite confident the Buffalo Bills are going to put out a good product, very good product this year. Yes, Brian Hall, if Buffalo gets back at the price Cleveland gave him, that's a steal. No, I don't even think he's going to get as much as Cleveland was giving him. Brian Hall. I think the steal is going to be a million and a half. Schwab says need to get Trey and Cook signed. I agree with Trey, and actually I like them both. I definitely Trey. The Sherfield thing was more special teams, I believe. So Cooks, I think, is still an option, and I always wanted him to come back, so I'm not going to change that. And is the addition of DJ enough? No, I think they're still going to double up in the draft. Honestly, I think they're going to take another wide receiver. Justina Balbina. Josh Allen going to struggle with the AFC West this year if y'all make the playoffs. No, they're going to handle the AFC West for sure. For sure. I mean, Denver's going to be a good team, but the Chargers I'm not worried about. Chiefs, I'm not really worried about. I don't think that Denver's going to have a good team, but I'm confident in the Buffalo Bills. I really am. Watch some video and Moore seems to do good with yard after catch. Swab says, yeah, he's all around. He definitely is a menace with the football in his hands for sure. The only thing he's not is a complete and utter lightning bolt of a deep threat. But intermediate and shorter stuff and ball in his hands and catching the strong catch, strong hands, he's lights out. I've been watching Josh Allen since he played in Wyoming, but always a Bronx fan. Gotcha. Hey, listen, love that you love your team. Put it that way. Food taster from the Red Sox. I found my Mafia members. Sarah Johnson. Oh, good. I'm glad. I hope we're one of them. I'm one of them. Mr. Khalees, accountability for everyone is appropriate. Yes, thank you. This is when I was on my ref rant, I think. Nikki Lynn, appreciate the file. Thank you so much. Mr. Khalees, thank you very much. J-Rod, yes, sir. Sarah Johnson, thank you. Thank you. D-Lo says, go Bills, baby. Mr. Reaper, appreciate that. Yeah, Dadpool, my fingerprints are just heated. Mr. Reaper, go Bills. Mr. Reaper, yes. The UFL is the NFL rule testing lead. What do you think about AJ? Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, I'm not into that. Puka, JSN, Amon-Ra, Jamar. Okay, fair. I was there. Oh, you were at that game? Awesome. Do you think they will pick up Poyer or he will retire? I think he's going to retire. I think Jordan Poyer is done. I don't know this based on anything. I just got a feeling that's what he's going to go for. D-Hop an option swap. I actually think D-Hop, if Brandon Cooks does not get signed, is a decent option. I really do. Yes. What about bringing Cooks back for 1 year? 100%. That's what I'd rather happen. Bill Belichick is now head coach just to screw the Patriots. I thought Bill Belichick was going to be a Buffalo Bill for a certain period of time, if I'm being honest with you. And I was advocating for it. I thought it would have been fantastic. That's the truth. Okay. What else we got going on over here? Steve Christie was kicking field goals before the game. They did not have the net up yet. Oh, okay. And it was not for my sister and another fan. I would have taken a header on. Cocky, not nice, and partying instead of focusing on Super Bowls. Yeah. Well, he had his opportunities. He, just gotta make it freaking happen when you have the chance. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Just got to make it happen when you have the chance. Bills roster had surpassed Eagles now in this offseason. Possibly, yeah. Hollywood is not going to solve Eagles' issues. He's a good sign, but I don't think he's a world beater. I think the Bills will bring back Cooks. I hope they do. I'm Googling to Bull now. Won't surprise me if Hollywood was cut during their season because I don't think he will take getting almost no targets. That's a possibility. Especially if A.J. Brown stays there. Then where does the ball go? And we talked about this when he was first signed. We said, oh, A.J. Brown's definitely gone. One of them are gone. You can't have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Hollywood Brown. I don't think. I still think it was a mistake not putting a roof on the new stadium because Buffalo could get a rumble or elimination chamber or possibly concerts. Yeah, I personally think it needs to be outdoors only. If they do put a roof, it need never be open for a football game. If one of the retractable ones, people underestimate how much you going to open the security. Yeah, most might, not this guy. This guy is primed and ready for it. If you can remember what happened literally as soon as Amari Cooper was signed, the attention that is warranted to be on Amari Cooper just came off everybody else, and it was fun to watch, was it not? Yeah, I don't like the Bisons. Hope they grow on me for my personal peace of mind. I'm with you. My first thing was, ooh, not for me. I just hope that they do grow on me. I think they have some huge benefits. The changing of the color is awesome. The size is freaking awesome. But I thought they were just going to be bison, not the abstract look. But hey, they're ours now, and we shall accept them. Fun fact, between 1984 and 2011, the Bills only had 5 punters. Which is 20, 7 years. Well, wow, that's pretty crazy then. That is actually pretty crazy. Matt Chatter, DJ 1, Shakir 2, undrafted wide receiver 3rd, Palmer 4, Keon 5. Okay, that wide receiver I think would have to be no later than the 2nd round then if he's going to be a 3. And I would probably desire swapping Palmer and Keon. And so does Dexy, apparently. Dexy thinks Keon 4, Palmer 5 as well. Okay, somebody did ask this, and I think I missed it. Somebody said, what are they doing to the stadium? They are demolishing the stadium, but my understanding is that they're waiting actually a couple of years to make sure that everything is working the way that it should in the new stadium before they get rid of the old one. Now, does that mean they would just shift everything back over across the street if shit wasn't working? I don't know. That would be pretty difficult if you ask me. But that said, that is what I believe they're trying to do. Whoops, what's happening here? Same crap, different year. Shrine Dog says, I guess. Do you have season tickets? Schwab says, I don't. It was close for me. I didn't know if I should or shouldn't. But just like every year, we'll probably be up there 2 to 5 times, depending on playoff scenarios and what have you. I will be up there. And the schedule is really tough this year. And looking at who they're playing, there's probably some really good games that I'd like to go to. And I will tell you this: we've only lost 1 game in our career going there. And that was that Vikings game I was telling you about. I believe Coleman will be cut or traded, Mr. Reaper says. Okay, I would normally agree with you if Joe Brady didn't come out and say that the best thing that ever happened to Keon Coleman was him becoming the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. If he did not say that, I would tend to agree that he's probably not going to be on the roster for this upcoming season. But being that he said that, I don't think that he can say that and then just go completely against what he said. I think it's almost a disrespectful thing to everybody, and it'll make him look like a liar for the first thing that he ever said as a head coach, truthfully. And I think there's something to be said about not, what you say to who and following through with your word. Because if he comes off and he does this and they get traded and he gets traded, unless Keon does something, which, again, maybe they'll just never even tell us. But if he just gets traded up and out, I think that he looks like a liar and he's going to be eviscerated by the media. And it will not be a good look on Joe Brady to start. First thing he ever says is how he's going to make, someone's career phenomenal immediately, and he's the best thing that ever happened. And then, boom, you're gone immediately following. I don't feel that is the right thing to do. And I think that he knows better than that, if for no other reason than to making sure that he does not come out as a liar. Even if that's the only reason, I don't think he's going anywhere. DM me to get, okay, 6-man. Italian dude, go Bills, baby. Bills need to get Max, he says. I think we're past. I think everybody's past that, to be honest with you. Yeah, even if they bring Cooks back, Mr. Reaper, you're still going to have, you need to have 6 or 7 wide receivers as a whole. You need them. I mean, look what happened last year. Look at how many injuries. You need to have the depth at wide receiver. Well, you get screwed. You can really get screwed and be stuck in a horrible, horrible situation. Please, just a quick reminder, if you haven't already, if you're not, please subscribe and follow the channel, like the video, send it and share it to everybody once we get to 500. We're on our way, baby. We are on our way, but once we get to 500, we're giving away a jersey. So I know it doesn't take too much energy, and I appreciate everybody. I love all of you. I really do. We're moving on up in the world, but we got to just keep it going. Get that momentum, keep it pushing, and get to 350. Get to 500. I mean, next would be 350, slow and steady, I guess. But we got to keep pushing it, baby. Keep pushing. I appreciate you. Yeah, he's not going to lie and make himself look that horrible, I don't think. No, I think Hardman will be wide receiver 5 and punt returner. I hope Hardman is not that high up on the depth. Palmer was good in Los Angeles. He's a lot better than what he did last year. That is absolutely correct. I think whoever we draft will be a Z wide receiver. So, can you hear me? Okay. Okay, so I think whoever we draft would be a Z. So Palmer would be pushed back down the chart unless Chris Bell. Yeah, sure. Because he won't be able to play right away because of the ACL. And then Palmer will still play. Yeah, I mean, if it's Concepcion, even if it's Boston. Well, if it's Boston, is he a 3 yet? I don't know. I guess he could be. Omar Cooper, Brazel. I could see him sliding into the 3 ball. What do you think about that, Dex? Which one, I guess, would be the best 3 fit if it's 3? Again, who are they going with? There's so many options. Bills will carry 6 wide receivers. I agree. At least. The Vikings game was crazy. Yes, it was. Remember, we don't have a fullback anymore, so that roster spot. Yes, it is. So that's an extra level or layer. And I think that, like we said, even though there won't be a fullback technically on the depth, leaving room for an additional wide receiver or whomever. Jackson Hawes, right? Jackson Hawes is pretty much going to be that guy. Like a 2010 Cowboys game or around that time, spray painted McKelvin's lawn. I don't know about that. I'm not sure. The media will not say anything about Coleman if the Bills get Garrett for a package that includes him. I will. But you're right. I don't believe so. Garrett isn't being traded. I also agree with that. But it is questionable the fact that they asked for the rule change with the draft picks and how far out you can go. 5 years is, and that's one of the topics because the NFL meeting 3 day, I think it's 3 days, started yesterday. So they're right in the heat of it. Why do that and then change the dang contract with Myles Garrett for his prorated bonus to not happen 15 days after the start of the season, but happen 7 days before opening day? It just seems fishy to me. You know what I mean? That's like, I'm not saying he's going to be traded, but like, I just want to know then why would they do it? They're just looking for attention? Maybe. Could be. Maybe. Beers and Balls Show. Happy Monday, everybody. What's up, baby? How are you, Beers and Balls Show? Hope you're well. Hope you had a great weekend. A lot going on, actually, in the NFL today. How about them refs, Beers and Balls Show? How about them refs? What the hell's going to go on with that? I just went on an epic all-time rant. Probably going to have to clip that and put it somewhere. Blood pressure went up. Rant. Oh, boy. Truck Reviewer said we do have a guy who played a little fullback in college. Deion Walker. Oh, my God. Imagine him back there. Woo, doggy. Holy moly. So I think the Bills will take 2. Oh, man, that's hot. That is hot for me. That's actually a little too hot for me. The Trek reviewer says that he thinks the Bills are going to take 2 nose tackles in the draft. That is scorching hot. Dadpool, are you in here, Dadpool? Dadpool, if you're in here, I need you to comment immediately how scorching hot that is and what is happening to your fingers on your keyboard now. Joey Perchy, appreciate you. I literally need to know how your fingertips are doing, Dadpool, or anybody for that matter, because that is one of the most scorching hot statements that I've seen in an extremely long time. Trek reviewer, if you are right, we have to come back to this moment, and you have to say, cold front, freaking told you, because that is scorching hot. Whoa, scorching hot. I hope Dadpool's in there. I don't know, because he's the guy. He's the one. Oops. All righty, let's keep going here. Dexy, what's the deal with the Travis Clayton? Everyone keeps leaving him off the backup offensive O-line when doing the offense. Do we really think he's getting cut when he doesn't count against the roster? Yeah, what is he in the middle of? Like, what does he have? 1 more year? Right? Not worth any money either. But yeah, I don't hear him being spoken about because we talk about the Andersons and the Van Prank Rangers, of course, and now the Corbett and the Cushionberries. Am I leaving anybody? Grable, right? Yeah, I don't know. His name hasn't been really tossed around. I don't know overwhelming amount about him. I'll be quite frank with everyone. But his name is not tossed around that much at all, really. Beers and Balls says, mowing the grass, listening to your rants, grass before my rants, or I'll never get it. Fair enough, brother. And you are North Carolina, so you guys are ahead of us up here. I will tell you the grass is turning green, though, even up here in upstate, western, well, central-ish New York. It's getting green, baby. It ain't growing yet, but it's getting green. I will tell the cows out back, they're starting to eat the earth now. I am doing like 30% of hay bales as much as I usually do over the winter because they're starting to eat the earth, whatever was left over that was not clipped prior to the end of the year. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah, you're asking for Walker to get injured as a fullback, right? Stephen DeLeon, I believe if they can get rid of him, they will, and Bean will take the fall, and Joe will say it wasn't his call, and he had to do what was the best for the team. Wow. Okay, if they're all calculated like that, such is life. Such is life. Heck, I remember the Bills using Ted Washington as a tight end and Chris Spielman as a fullback. Sure. That was the days where, your toughest guys were just going to be in doing tough guy things, and no one's going to phone in from up top and say, you do realize that we pay that guy, $10 million to do a different fucking position, get him off the field, which absolutely happens today, or would. He would be the RG backup. Well, Vampire Granger, though, doesn't he play right guard and center kind of combo? I mean, he might be. He might end up be, but I think VPG is also in that mix. I was interested. Joe Marino was very positive on Corbett. Joe knows the Panthers. Yeah, Joe knows football, period, but I think he actually lives down there in the Charlotte area, Joe Marino. And, yeah, someone told me that last week. So when Corbett was signed, although I was happy because this family, my last name is Corbett, which is cool as fuck. And we want to get those jerseys. Again, if anybody ever sees them up, I tried to tag the Buffalo Bills, but for some reason they didn't answer me. I don't know why. Only kidding. But if anybody sees a Corbett jersey online at the Buffalo Bills store anywhere for the Buffalo Bills, of course, not a Rams or a Panthers jersey, please let me know because we're going to have to purchase some of those, being that we do share the last name. and we're super excited about Austin coming. But anyways, when he did get signed, or when he had a visit even, prior to him being signed, I had thought, and then someone said that Joe Marino said the same thing, and I promise I was not stealing Joe Marino's stuff. I had actually thought that Corbett was coming in and would legitimately now have the ability to take the left guard role, compete for it, off-season, training camp, what have you, preseason. And I still think that's in play. I still think that Austin Corbett, we're overlooking Austin Corbett as a whole, I believe. Depth. If he is depth, then he's phenomenal depth. Cushenberry, the man hasn't played in a football game to which he hasn't started in his entire career. So great depth. He's certainly not going to start over Connor McGovern at center. But Austin Corbett has a legitimate shot at starting at left guard. You wait. I'm not saying he will, but I really think there's going to be some heated, friendly competition during training camp. And I'm going to go up there and watch it, and I'm going to focus in and hone in on that. And I'm going to have some clips that I will come back and show you guys. I think you can do that if it's from your cell phone. I hope. WNBA draft coming up if anyone watches the W. No. When is that? I had no idea. Ever had was when we hired Rex Ryan. He was garbage. We should have just kept Schwartz. I love Jimmy Schwartz. I do. He was on top of my list this year, if you remember. If you remember, it was either him or Leonard for me at one point in time. So I'm glad we got Leonard. But and then Schwartz was going through that shit with Cleveland. He was under contract. Didn't know if he would be able to be let go. And if he was, you would have had to trade for him potentially. So we might have had to give him a draft pick. And, that got a little weird. I thought now, Dexy, I might not be totally certain. Look that one up, or I will when we're done here. But I'm pretty sure he has some guard ability as well. Oh, wait. Kurganelli. Do we have it? Hold on now. Kurganelli coming in hot. I don't see it. Am I missing it? Wait. Kurganelli says the Bills have officially picked up Dalton Kincaid's fifth-year option. But I don't see it. No, I don't think so. No, not yet, Kurganelli. I know they're expected to, and they've come out and said that they want to, or that they most likely will be, but I don't think that's happened yet. They're expected to, has not happened yet. Sonny. Hello, Sonny. How are you? What's your thoughts on the Ravens offseason? I think the Ravens are, again, from what we know as the public, what I know as the public, the Ravens pulled a complete BS bullshit move. You got Trey Hendrickson. Obviously, that's an upgrade for sure. But I think you picked the wrong tight end. And I love Mark Andrews' career. Don't get me wrong. Stud. I'm taking Isaiah Likely over Mark Andrews every day of the week, twice on Sunday. Not because of the drop either. For many other reasons. I think Likely's an absolute beast. But the move you pulled, not your fault, you're a fan, not the team's fault either. It's the GM. Freaking bullshit. Bullshit. And if Crosby's telling the truth, again, who's telling the truth? No, none of us know. That's why I say, as far as I know, and what I've been told, what I've read. The Ravens pulled a bullshit move to where if I'm a player in the NFL or a GM or whatever, unless it's egregiously in my favor, then I'm not even picking up the phone from that guy. Sonny, if you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, I'm sorry, but you asked. That's what I feel. Clown show is what that was. Suggestion: once Corbett assigned a roster number, you can custom make or have Timu do it for $10. Might be misspelled. No, you spelled it right. First of all, Matt Chatter. And yeah, I think if they don't make them, I will have to do custom ones, and it won't be just a custom with our name on it that makes it look like we're on the Buffalo Bills. It's a legitimate player. If I wish I, was big, powerful influencer, whatever the hell they call them, because when I shout out the Buffalo Bills, or what is it called, tag them or whatever, they probably would have heard me and paid attention. If we could just make some big movement, get Corbett his Corbett jersey, right? Everybody in here, send the Bills a note. Check this dude out. His family needs the Corbett jerseys. He's a Corbett. He's a big Bills advocate. He's online. Maybe we can make that a big movement. Hashtag get Corbett. Get Cold Front their Corbett jerseys. Yeah, get Cold Front their Corbett jerseys. Can we do that, please? Can everybody just do that together? But yeah, Mad Chatter, that's probably the route we're going to end up having to go. Anderson is better as backup who can play anywhere on the. That's true. He's a threat anywhere. So Corbett, again, more in Corbett's favor to actually starting. But Corbett's played left tackle, guard, and center as well. I don't want him out as left tackle, but if he needed to fill in for center and Alec Anderson over at left guard position for a game or so, I'm down with that too. He has done that. Ethan Davis. Pump it in, Sam. I'm mostly just listening to you to try to distract myself from today. Today marks 5 years since my grandma passed away from cancer. So I'm just trying to get through the day as best I can. Well, Ethan Davis and everybody in here, send your thoughts. Send the prayers Ethan's way. Never easy. Never easy losing a family member or your friend or someone close to you. We're thinking about you. I'm very humbled that you're hanging here with us on a kind of a crappy day for you. But I appreciate it. And we all need to just be thinking about Ethan Davis, who has been here with this channel with us really from the beginning, one of the oldest Cold Front Mafia members, as much as I can remember, really. I know it hasn't been all that long for this channel, but he's been here almost pretty much from day one. So everybody, TikTok, YouTube, X, anybody, please just think of Ethan and his family today. And we appreciate you being with us. Grandma's definitely in a better place, though. You know what I mean? 100%. 100%. But we're all thinking of you and praying for you, Ethan. That's from everybody, I'm sure. As a matter of fact, everybody that is in here, do me a favor, not for me, not for anything. Just give a little comment to Ethan and his family. Tell him that you're thinking of him. He would appreciate that, and as would I. As would I, for without question. I want Xavier Harris from Ole Miss. Good run stopper, and one other nose tackle late in the draft. Wow. I mean, that would be crazy. I just don't think they're going to go for two. Sal posted about it today. All right. Sal Capaccio on X. Oh, snap, baby. All right. I'm sorry. Kurganelli, stud. Kurganelli all over it. Breaking news. Breaking news. Cold Front Mafia. There we have it. Per Sal Capaccio, the Buffalo Bills have officially picked up tight end Dalton Kincaid's fifth-year option, so he's under contract for 2 more years. Fantastic. I think what that's going to cost the Buffalo Bills is roughly $8 million. Now, next year for the 5th year. So what that means is, in their minds, they're picking him up for that extra year at well below what someone would be willing to pay for him for a long-term contract if he hits free agency. And I think he's right. I think the Buffalo Bills are right. This is a very big sign, very big extension. When healthy, Dalton Kincaid is as productive as almost any tight end out there. Top 5. There's a couple studs. You know, McBride, stud. My dude from Green Bay, Kraft, stud. I bet you Isaiah likely breaks the freak out this year. Watch out for him. Bowers, stud. Kincaid's like right there next. And we really haven't seen him after experience and when fully healthy for a year. So we don't really even know. Little risky maybe, but $8 million, not really all that risky. So Kurganelli, appreciate you. You heard it here. Cold front from Kurganelli. Sal Capaccio breaking the Buffalo Bills have officially picked up tight end Dalton Kincaid's 5th-year option. So we got him for this year and next. Thank the Lord. And it will amount to $8 million in 2027. Thank you, Kurganelli. You're the man, baby. I'm going to leave that up there for a few minutes. Harris would be okay if we signed DJ Reader. $8 million. Yes, 8.1. The Mad Chatter says, shout out to Ethan. Agreed. Absolutely. Just imagine Harrison Walker on the field, goal block team. Yeah, sure. The kicker would have to get the ball up high quick. That's a good point. Beers and Ball says, Ethan, hope your day gets better and grandma's memory shine. Grandma's memory shines. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got some more over here, too. T-Man says Kincaid is better than all of them. Hey, I'm ready to see it. I am ready to see it without question. Chromio says, I'm here with you, Ethan. Thoughts and prayers. New here. Go Bills. Hey, Chromio, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. And Ethan, I'm sure, appreciates that as well. All right, whoever this is, I need to have like a T-Man. What's up, baby? Thank you for the follow. Talatau, enough, brother. I mean, I get it. You're trying to sell like sports betting. I get it, but not the place, man. Not the place. You're literally like, I can't even see what everybody else is trying to say to me because you are putting so many comments in there. Hashtag Beanie Clothing says, can we sign Shaq Thompson already? Great point. Great point. And let's get into what Shaq Thompson has to say about that, shall we? Shaq Thompson also agrees that he wants to run it back in Buffalo 2 days ago. Or was this 2 days ago? Yes, 2 days ago. A little late. Again, big weekend. I forgot about this one until hashtag Beanie Clothing said it. I actually forgot about this one. But here's what Shaq Thompson has to say. Draft Diamonds puts out a tweet and what does it say? Tags Shaq Thompson saying, hey, Shaq, let's run it back in Buffalo. Have they been in contact? Shaq Thompson retweets it, quoting, saying, trying to. So Shaq Thompson is at least telling the world that he's trying to get a deal done to re-sign with the Buffalo Bills as well. I like this one. I like Shaq Thompson coming back. I really do. I really, really like Shaq Thompson coming back, and I hate the fact that I'm taking Shaq Thompson almost over Matt Milano at the moment, but being the personnel that we have and the scheme of the 3-4 and Jim Leonard's defense, I think Shaq Thompson is what we need more in terms of run-stopping ability versus zone coverage over the run. And I think that's where the difference is. Hey, hashtag says Shaq is my boy. He says we doesn't want a crazy contract, just respectable. Remember now, that's exactly what happened with you all know who I'm talking about, Connor McGovern. He's like, I don't need the biggest contract in the world. Just someone's got to reach out though. You got to come talk to me. Let's have a conversation. Can we at least talk? I don't need anything nuts. Same deal. Shaq. What do they say Shaq Thompson is worth? Oops. Shaq Thompson. We're going to pull this up and show you because I don't know this number. Shame on me. He's in the middle, or he was. Last year was a one-year deal. So obviously he's, as we know, a free agent. But let's see what I mean, come on. Let's do it. This is what Spot Track says Shaq Thompson is worth this year. 1 year deal, 2.4 million bucks. If they're right, are you going to find a better run stopping linebacker for $2.5 million? I don't think so. Certainly don't. Chromio says that is a hard debate with Milano. Also, Milano staying healthy. True. And Milano's going to be worth more money, most likely. I think it's like the $4 million number. But Shaq Thompson came to play last year, end of the year, took over as a leader and just kind of put a fire underneath the defense's ass, and they started playing better when he went a little nuts. I think it was like week 13 or something like that, or 12. It was after the bye, maybe? Forget. Schwab says, will Hoyt be a starter this year? No, I don't think so. Wait. No, I don't think he's going to start, but he's going to get plenty of reps. And the fact that Michael Hoyt might not be a starter is telling me, and it should be telling all of you, that the Buffalo Bills defense is going in the correct direction if Michael Hoyt is not starting. Do you all agree with that? Think about that for a moment. Michael Hoyt's not starting. That means the Buffalo Bills are at least 2 to 3 times better on paper than they were last year. Because if Michael Hoyt was healthy, he would have started every single game after his suspension. Let's call it what it is. That's how badly they needed him. And how good he came out and played in the beginning. So if he's not a starter, holy shit. He changed our defense last year. Agreed. Absolute stud. He had a messed up neck almost all season too. He's just a tough SOB who's nasty. Chromio says he went full boss mode, 100%. So if he's not starting, then we have a legitimate defense. Sorry. Not sorry to say. Where did I leave off? Shoot. Oh, Ethan, thank you for your support. Yeah. Absolutely, man. We're all here together, brother. We got you best we can. We can't change it, but we can think about you. It's either turning Kincaid into an H-back and have Hawes and Knox be full-time. No. Trek, I love you. I really do, but no shot. No shot. You're delusional with that thing. Wait, Dexy, which one are you talking about? And who are you talking about? Are you talking about Trek Reviewer with Kincaid and H-back, or are we talking about who was it that said 2 defensive tackles? Was that also the Trek Reviewer? I forgot. Which one are you talking about? You're delusional with that take. Holy, John Bartone, what do you think the linebacker room as far as starters? John Bartone, how are you today? Appreciate you hanging around. I'm not familiar with the name, I don't think. Are you new here, John? John Bartone. Maybe once or twice. Appreciate hanging. Good question. What do I think about the linebacker room as far as starters go? Well, as it sits right now, the only linebackers we have on the roster, let alone starters, are Terrell Bernard, Dorian Williams, Joe Andreessen, Jimmy Charlo, again, practice squad guy. I don't think anybody else that had any playing time. So, as it sits, the starters are Terrell Bernard and Dorian Williams. Sonny, very easy question for me to answer. Do I believe in Keon Cole? And the answer is 100%. Well, 100% yes, I do. Like guaranteeing 100% he's going to have a breakout season or whatever? No, I'm not guaranteeing it, but I think that he will. Didn't he tear his ATL? Schwab said, no, it was Achilles. If you're talking about Michael Hoyt. Right, Shaq. He was talking about Shaq with the neck. But Michael Hoyt was the Achilles. American Flag says, go Cowboys. All right, hey, man. America's team. I love me some Plano area. Love me it. Team signed Trey and Shaq. Excuse me. Well, yeah, we also need Trey White, in my opinion. Buffalo Bills, Brian, the Buffalo Bills extended at least, took their 5th-year option, accepted and picked up is what I should say. Dalton Kincaid's fifth-year option, so that's good. It doesn't do anything for this year, but it means that he's going to be a Bill next year as well, like it or not. And we got him for $8 million next year versus probably much more, which he would get an extension for, probably a 4-year deal somewhere, even if it's the Buffalo Bills, which would be probably, it would be more than $8 million a year. AAD. Trey, Shaq, and Cooks move to draft. I'm in. I really am, Dexy. I am. Just DJ Reader. DJ. Go get more players in free agent and trade. I know, man. We're trying, baby. We're trying. Cooks needs to promise not to let go of the football until he gets up and it is assured by the ref the player is over. Well, the only thing I can tell you now is that as of this moment in time, the ref will be a Division III upstate New York Cortland versus Utica game, or Cortland versus Ithaca game. So they might not know what a catch is anyways, but would it be any worse than the NFL refs? I don't know. Re-sign Trey, Shaq, and Brandon Cooks. Actually, agreed, Brian Webster. Both. Bring them back to Buffalo. Yes, sir. Maybe Von Miller is a pass rush specialist. He'd probably come back here for $700,000. What exactly is the vet minimum? He would probably come back here for that. He's still being asked about Buffalo. He was just out recently in an interview on a podcast saying that he feels that Brandon Beane is doing a great job. So I wouldn't doubt it, if I'm being honest with you. I know it's kind of crazy, but I wouldn't doubt it. Cold Front, do you do fantasy football? And if so, you want to do a league for chat. Oh, shit. How fun would that be? We have to do that. We absolutely have to do that. A Cold Front Buffalo chat fantasy football. Holy shit. Gotta do it. But I will say, I think we might, I don't know how many people would want to do it, but we've gotten to the point now, and I appreciate every one of you, that we might have too many people that would want to do it. We have a lot of recurring, people that hang out with us now, and that's the point. I mean, it's awesome. I'm so thrilled, but I don't know. But yeah, I want to do fantasy football. Hell yeah. Bean said nothing is off the table in the first round, including a wide receiver. Okay. Or you guys are going to get really sick and tired of me, and I'm going to keep saying it until the draft, until he's drafted. Or don't think of it, baby. Yes. Matt Chatter says, I'm good on Milano. No, thank you. I love Matt Milano's like, dude, but I love him. I don't know. I don't know if he's for me at this juncture. We don't have a lot of money, folks. We really just simply don't have a lot of money. Deion Dawkins still has yet to be restructured. I don't know what the hell's going on. Somebody tell me. I've seen a rumor about Bobby Wagner in the Bills. I saw that too, Trek reviewer. He's obviously lost a step over the years, but I don't know. Is he that guy? Could he be that guy? Pay him a couple million? Just come in here and plow through the A and B gaps? Shit, man. I don't know. We need to sign Shaq for linebacker and draft edge nose tackle. Edge nose tackle. I would say edge, yeah. Nose, definitely. I don't know if we need T, unless you mean nose tackle. Maybe that's one thing, man. We definitely don't need more tackles. I don't think. I mean, barring injury, of course, but Oliver, Hoyt, although they're going to call Hoyt an edge. Maybe he is more of an edge. Yeah, but he could play a little inside too. So Oliver, Hoyt, Walker, TJ Sanders, Phillips. I think what you mean is nose tackle, though. We definitely need a nose tackle. Like, no question, in my opinion. Signing Shaq does not. No, it doesn't. No, there's no way. You still need the additional piece. That's why I say even with Bobby Wagner, if they don't get Shaq, like, okay, I would take him. But it doesn't mean you can't. You don't go get somebody either. Wide receiver, linebacker, corner, nose tackle. I mean, you still need them, 100%. Steven DeLeon says we should still think about getting Calais Campbell. What is his money? What kind of money is he bringing? Do we know that? Let me look it up. All right. Let's share it and look at it together real quick. Oh, I got to add it. You guys got to be able. There we go. Calais Campbell. Oops. Whatever you're thinking, say it now. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. If that's, I'll take DJ Reader for half. I will take DJ Reader for half. What should re-sign the Buffalo? Well, we've been talking about it the whole time. Brandon Beane just spoke to the press. Shit. Completely forgot. Brandon Beane says cornerback Dorian Strong's playing future remains uncertain as he recovers from neck surgery. Shit. We kind of knew that. Brandon Beane says, thank you, Kurganelli. First of all, you're just like helping me out a ton today. Love you. Love you for this. Brandon Beane says the Bills have a tentative plan to hold a joint practice with the Browns. Yep, we heard that in Cleveland during the second week of preseason. We did hear that. Brandon Beane doesn't think that the Browns' proposal to be able to draft 5 picks in advance, years out, has the support to pass. There's no fucking way. I agree. I don't see that working. If I had $1 every time someone said I had a delusional take, I'd be the one getting 2 points from. Yeah, right. Well, you and me both. Kurganelli, I appreciate the updates, man. Thank you. If I had $1 every time, man, and it shouldn't be passed, right? I don't think it's anywhere close, anyways. Oh no, Dexy, I knew what WNBA is, but no, I didn't know when the draft was. I had no idea when the draft was. I don't follow it. I know what it is for sure. Yeah, I just don't know when it came. That's what I had said. What, like, when? You're saying? I think you said it's coming up here. Yeah, I said when. Okay, tough number for the Bills to keep Ryan Vandermark at more than $4 million. The team was proud of Vandermark's development, but likes its depth with Grable and Lunt. Oh, we forgot about Chase Lunt, boys and girls. I forgot about Chase Lunt. Excuse me, Mr. Lunt. My apologies. You have my apologies. The thing about OUE, I don't know what that means, but inside linebackers none of them are like Carlton Bailey or Shane Conlon. Marlon Perry. Yeah, I know, Trek. You do a lot of comparisons to, different settings and scenarios for sure. Never understood the Keon. He can be. Yes, he can be. He needs to clear his freaking mind and come to work, but he absolutely can be. And this is the last chance that he has. This year is the absolute last chance for Keon Coleman in a Buffalo Bills uniform, at least. I will say that. And I'm the biggest Keon Coleman advocate you can find. And I fully admit that I don't think he has really any other chance other than now. Hey, Cowboys fan, cold front wasn't even alive the last time Cowboys were in the Super Bowl, maybe playoffs. No, when did the Cowboys Super Bowl win? Yeah, it was. I'm not that young, bro. Yeah. I was born in 86. Yeah, I was like, I remember those guys there because they were freaking studs, and I hated how good they were because, again, I'm not a Cowboys fan. But they had some legitimate teams, did they not? Man, did Dallas have some legit teams. Woo! Kind of rivals the late 90s Yankees, if I'm being honest. Preston Miller, what's up, Preston? How are you, man? Preston says he would join fantasy football. Okay. That's what we'd have to figure out because I'd hate to say no to people that wanted to play, but I think that we would have more than 12 people. If I'm being honest, it would want to play a chat fantasy football. Although, what a freaking idea, Dexy, and I'm so in. What do the logistics look like? Everybody crush the comment right now, please, in the chat saying, I'm in, or fantasy football for me, or something. Tell me how many people would play fantasy football in this chat. Consistent members here, or what do they call it? Subscribers, Cold Front Mafia members. How many people would actually want to play? Chromio says he would join. I can't see that photo. I think that's a she. Chromio says she would join. Schwab says, I'm in. Oh, shit. There's going to be a ton of people. How are we going to do this? Schwab also says survivor pool. Hell yeah. I don't know how to set that up with people, that I will figure something out. Okay. I'm a she. Yeah. Chromio says she's a C. Chromio. Yeah. I just couldn't. That little thumbnail is like this big on my phone. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I figured that out. Sorry for that. Oh no, okay. What are you apologizing to me for about your name? You make the name. It's all good. I just couldn't see the picture. That's all. Okay. Yeah, this would be so much fun, and it would probably take me from now to the season to actually figure out the logistics and make it work. I'd have to get you guys personal emails and things to link up to one of the sites. I don't know who's the best are. I've used ESPN's, I've used CBS's of the world. I have not used like the sleepers of the stuff of the world. But we'd have to figure out a Stewie says bear down. What's up, Stewie? Go Bills. But I can appreciate a Chicago White. Is it a Chicago win or a Chicago White? Don't know what it is. Chicago White? I think it's in Chicago win. Don't really know, but what's up, Stewie? Honestly, signing Shaq and drafting Trotter is my vote. Okay. You like Trotter over? I know you've never been the Rodriguez guy, which I get. Buffalo Bills go get players for the concert. What? Sorry, edge and nose tackle. That's what I figured that's what you meant, Mad Chatter, for sure. Worship songs. I don't know what you're talking about, Brian. Sorry. Did you know that Ted Washington's dad played linebacker in the NFL? No, not necessarily, no. Buffalo Bills should get linebacker edge. Yep. Thanks for looking up Campbell money. I want to know, but I'm too all good, man. Yeah, 10 million seems it's a little much for me. I mean, obviously it would only be a 1 year, but I think that's a little much for me. Joe Bork says, Sleeper is the most commish friendly. Okay, but Sleeper for betting, I don't think works in this state. I don't know if I could probably do a fantasy thing though. Fantasy is fantastic, Chromie. You're absolutely right. Stewie's from Syracuse. Oh, okay, but you're a Chicago Bears fan though, right? Assuming by that, Rochester, cool. Laughing, my mom was 6 months pregnant with me at the comeback game in '93. Yes, she left. I was early. That'd have been maybe she should have stayed. That would have been a hell of a story. Maybe Bean uses that practice with the Browns to hammer out a deal for Garrett. Oh man, I doubt it, but that would be pretty funny. Yeah, we'll come out there. We'll come out there, boys, and we'll practice with you. I don't know why they're doing that, first of all. Why would they go to Cleveland? They're the Buffalo Bills. I don't think they have to do the traveling unless they just want to get these players out of the area. But I tell you what, that facility in Rochester for their training camp is phenomenal. It is. It's phenomenal. And the starting quarterback for that program is a very good friend of mine. His father and I are very close. I'm not going to say the names, but for St. John's Fisher, their quarterback is a very, very close friend of mine. So we go up there and we hang and we watch training camp. And he's actually close to beginning a internship with the Buffalo Bills, which I wish him the best. But again, I'm not going to bring him up publicly. Really good friend of mine. You can look it up. Starting quarterback. If it's a money league, you would use a site like League Safe, Joe Bork says. Okay. I would have been born right there then, right. It took the next loss to really do it. Have you been? Nice, it's phenomenal. Have I been to Rochester? Multiple times. Matter of fact, we don't see it, but often on here, I'm a hat freak, so I have a million hats, but I do wear a red. Oh, St. John's Fisher? Hell yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's absolutely gorgeous. I would love nothing more than my kids to want to go to school there, close to me, and then mom, my wife, Mrs. Coldfront. But I don't know. I also want them to go and see the world. But we have a long time. They're 12 and 9, so we got a while. I reference what I call Boomer Bills, like Cornelius Bennett. Yeah, Cornelius Bennett. On the expansion draft for the 2 new teams is on the 3rd, and the full WNBA is on the 13th. Wait. Honest to God, the WNBA is getting 2 new teams? And what's constituting for the expansion draft? Who is eligible for that draft? Who are they allowing to be drafted? I'm just saying, Colt, I would not flex if my team hasn't been in the playoffs since the Clinton administration. Yeah, I know, I get it. But you still got to be a fan, right? You still got to stay a fan and be true. Be true. Kurganelli's in for fantasy. Okay, good. Sleeper and Yahoo. Yeah, okay. No, I love Rodriguez. He's more like Bernard, and I don't see us going for a second slow linebacker Fair enough. He is more of a coverage guy, but he's got a knack at the football, man. He can anticipate the hell, because I think he played quarterback when he was younger. Now, I know a lot of people have played quarterback when they were young, but I don't know. I think I like Rodriguez. I do, but I also like Trotter. I do there too as well. Man, this is going to be interesting. This draft, very interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Good afternoon, Mr. Front. What's up, Derek? How are you, brother? Enjoyed you and Tommy's show Friday night. Good. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun just kind of chatting. We're doing that here now too. We had some topics in the beginning, but then we just kind of turned it into Q&A like we usually do. But we banged through a lot of things in the beginning. I went on a couple of rants. Got that shit out of my system. So now we're just wondering who in the chat and part of Cold Front Mafia would want to play fantasy football. Cold Front fantasy football. How freaking awesome would that be? And maybe we can come up with some, prize. And we'll send it around the country or the world every year. Somebody new gets it. Hopefully. That would be fucking cool as hell. Excuse my language. Get a team in Buffalo, Donald Smith says. B to you. How are you, Donald Smith? Welcome. I do not believe that I've heard from you, Donald Smith. Please chat more often if you're in here, man. Thank you so much. Portland Fire and Toronto Tempo are the two new teams. Oh, boy. They're going out of the country, too. Portland? No offense, but maybe they're going to a little bit smaller markets, so yeah. Anyway, CJ Allen. Yeah, CJ Allen's another one for sure. That's one that Dexy definitely not in the mood for. Dexy will probably actually, here he comes right here. Front, you were on with Tommy. Yeah, Friday night I joined his show, and we just hung out for a while. Not here. It was his show, Mafia Sports Report. That was a lot of fun, and just kind of hung out with a bunch of people, chatted it up about multiple different topics. Hopefully we can do that again, or I'm going to have him on here at some point too. We're getting to know a lot of people. Relatively small world out there with people doing this. I'm just trying to get to the point where we can make it a little bit more user friendly. It's taking a while, but we're also doing what we can. So subscribe, everybody. Subscribe, please. I don't know where we're at, if we got a few today or not. We're okay. 3 looks like 312. We started at 3. We got 4 or 5 today. Yeah, we need to get that 500 mark. 500 on YouTube, and we're giving away a jersey once we get 500. And then 1,000. If I can start making some money, then we'll do some much better stuff with you guys. How about them Yankees only giving up 1 in the hell yeah, Trek Reviewer? What a freaking start for the Bronx Bombers, baby. But baseball is such a long season that it requires, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, and can't get too up, just like you can't get too down. I'm waiting for the NFL CFL merger to happen. Oh boy, I don't know about that. CJ Allen is more of a second rounder in my opinion. Yeah, Dexy's been on that for forever, and I actually think a lot of people, including NFL teams, are also on that same mindset, because I feel like his stock has, I don't want to say plummeted, but dropped in the last few weeks. Like, I want to say it was first round, maybe even top 20 for a while. And then he was the first guy that multiple sources had him being mocked to the Buffalo Bills round 1. In the beginning, when mocks started coming out, right? Like, what are we talking? Like a month and a half, 2 months ago. CJ Allen was all over the 26th pick, and it's since fallen. It's not quite there anymore. I really believe that people are probably on the same page as Dexy. That's not going to happen. Canada doesn't like the NFL after the times they played games there. Oh, really? I think it was strange that the Yankees had a Sunday off. Well, it's so weird now. So you got your first opening day, which is not even during the day. It's at 8 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday. Only one game on Netflix, mind you. And then you turn to opening day, which is Thursday, which again is not really. I actually tend to agree with. I love my baseball. I'm a baseball guy. I tend to agree with Dave Portnoy, who went on a complete bender about it not being opening day if it's at 8:00 at night and there's only one game, which I'm in total agreement with. So then Thursday is the true opening day. And they wouldn't have had Sunday off if they played Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, took Saturday off, and played on Sunday their next series. But because they played Wednesday night and then did not play the following morning midday, their series had a break within the middle of the series. So it was Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And now there's a break for the next series. So I'm with you. It is odd that happened. But that's the way that the world is going. And even though we were just saying the same thing about football, you're going to Australia now, you're going overseas, you're going to every country in the world, it seems, and then having people bitch and moan, but, you don't have enough money. But baseball is a little bit wacky, too, and it's all about money and the business decisions, which I get it, but it's kind of taken away from some of the game, in my opinion, both sports. And NBA is just like a lost cause, in my opinion. Where should NFL expand to? I'm saying Oklahoma City, Austin, Texas. Would you be down for Mexico City? No, not personally, but yeah. I mean, they'd have to have domes, though. Because of the weather. You can't play in 8 million degree weather. I think the Miami Dolphins are just insane. Jacksonville Jaguars, like I believe in, if it's a big health concern, you don't play. Like, why would we want these guys to be hurt? And football's a little different than baseball, of course. So I think that the cold weather is not an issue, and it's like a home field thing, and all the rest. But these guys are not getting heat stroke, cold stroke is my point. They're not getting frozen. You know what I'm saying? They're not hurting themselves because it's too cold. If they were, I would agree with that too. But I just don't like to see the overheating, the heat stroke, that shit like that. But is Oklahoma City even big enough to bring in an NFL team? It's actually a relatively small city, isn't it? I mean, they got a great basketball team, but basketball arenas are half of football, So I wonder if there's enough going on there. I don't know. But I'm also the guy that thinks Howell should be a third-round pick, so my takes with some warning. Yeah, well, Dexy, I think all of our opinions are just that, right? There are opinions, and everyone's going to think a little bit differently. I say some silly, crazy shit too. That said, I also believe the fact that whatever you want to say it with conviction. And if you come up with something that you think might be against the grain, who gives a shit? If it's proven, if it's statistically based, or if it's not, just say it's a gut feeling, then fine. You have your ability to say whatever the heck you would like. And that's why I invite everybody in here. Like, anybody with any stance, whatever you'd like to hear, whatever you would like to say, let's talk, baby. Just be respectful, of course. We're not talking politics or religion, but be respectful. And we can agree to disagree. I mean, we can each say our take and our stance, and I love that. But there's no freaking way that everybody's going to think the same about players and player development and projection, where they should be drafted, what they mean to a team. Every team is different too. The needs of Cassius Howell are totally different for the Bills potentially than for the Texans, right? I mean, so it's all going to be different depending on who you're talking about, who you're talking to, and the situation for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Take elements out of the playoff. Oh. Why? Why, Matt Chatter? Just curious. I think I completely disagree. I'm stuttering here. I think I completely disagree. I think home field advantage in the playoffs is actually extremely important. Like, the Buffalo Bills have a ridiculous home field advantage if it is sleeting, snowing, and completely filthy nasty out, especially if they're playing the Chargers or the Dolphins or, Falcon, basically anybody from the South that doesn't play much in that. I do believe in that. And if they have home playoff games, they've earned the right to get that home field advantage. The only thing I'm talking about is a home field advantage because it's uncomfortable and it sucks and it's cold and it's wet and all this other shit. I'm talking about the heat where not only is it uncomfortable and hot and sweaty and shit, but it actually can kill you. That's where I say, wait, maybe we can look at something there. You know what I'm saying? That's where my level of interest to that goes. I think Birmingham, Alabama needs an NFL. It would be supported very well because they certainly love football. I don't know anything about Birmingham, Alabama, period, really, as far as demographics go and, what they can accomplish and how much money they make and would they be able to spend the money on tickets and so on and so forth. That comes into play, obviously. But they certainly love their football down there. Yeah, that much I do know. Simply, I hate watching snow games. Oh, or too hot or rain. I want deep balls away. Oh, okay. So you're the greatest show on turf type guy. I got you. Hopefully the advantage is going to be so much better now with the new stadium, sound and weather. Hey, man. Yeah, being that it's open, it's still going to snow. But the field is not going to be snowy because it's heated. Even though it's natural grass, it's going to be heated, so they're going to be able to melt anything that comes their way, which kind of sucks. I love the snow games. Birmingham doesn't even sufficiently support the Stallions. Who the hell are? Oh, that's UFL. Okay, right. Yeah, my apology. I just don't watch it. So you don't enjoy true football, is what you're saying, Mad Chatter. Do you hear Saudi Arabia has told WWE that they are suspending all shows until the war is over? So I wonder where next year's WrestleMania. I can't speak on that because I have no clue. I have not a clue about WWE. Sorry, not a freaking clue. All I knew growing up was I liked Bret the Hitman Hart. Long time ago. Am I showing how old I am? Possibly. But Bret Hart was a stud. Imagine me. No, never mind. When I was young, I used to wear that outfit and shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Bret Hart was the man. The pink sunglasses, stud. If that's true football, then no thanks. Okay. See, this is the difference. This is why everybody, has their own juice. People that only want domes shouldn't be football. Whoa, Dexy coming in hot. Let's not get into a fight now. F the snow, and by F I mean forget. Well, not to Buffalo because no roof. Whoa, Dexy coming in. The Hart Foundation, brother. What does that mean? The Hart Foundation. What? Am I missing something? I must be missing something between you boys. I was at my first game ever against the Bengals this past season. Awesome. So that was a snow game. That was a snow game. Good for you, Chromeo. What a game to go to. Do you think that the first round, a team should just draft the next best player? I think it depends on the situation. But if you're asking about the Buffalo Bills, unfortunately, if they had signed a nose tackle and a linebacker prior to the draft that they wanted to, or they could take a bulk in the majority of the snaps, then I would say take best player available. But if they don't do either one of them, yes, Bret the Hitman Hart. Yes, I forgot the Mad Chatter. You're absolutely correct. Owen Hart as well. Because Owen Hart, I believe, 100 years ago, I think he died jumping off of a ladder or something, didn't he? Wasn't that his brother? So in this case, though, depending on if they make some of these signs prior to the draft, I don't think they can go BPA. I don't, because they have holes that if they don't fix now, it's like, who are you going to put in there? Replacements like the refs? I don't know. Sir Teebs, let's go Sabres, baby. Hello from Olean. Olean, I am in Schuyler County, Watkins Glen. We're not so far, Teebs. Go Bills and go Blue Jays. Okay, so I'm Bills, Sabres, Yankees. Sorry, grew up Yankees. Big baseball fan my whole life. Played it too. But welcome, man. Olean, we're not too far. Not too far at all. 86, all the way out. I'm old enough to remember watching Hulk Hogan cartoon. Snow games, money games are two of the best. I'm with you. I love the inclement weather games. Bret the Hitman Hart was badass. I was always a Superfly Jimmy Snuka fan. Okay, yeah, we're all dating ourselves. I'm sorry, boys. He retracted the roof, and the tether thing retracted from. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, man, freaking sucks, dude. But anyway, I have not watched that for years now, unfortunately. It's been a very, very long time since I have watched any WWE, unfortunate. So that said, WWE is not a suit of mine that I really can speak on. Sorry, I was actually just so everybody knows, I was just reading a message from a business that does a lot of sponsorship on social media, and actually they do a lot of their local, like, Western New York business company, and they said their sponsor season is renewing, I guess, in a little while. I got to read through it again, but we need to get a little bit more growth. They actually reached out and said if there's some more growth going on here in this channel, maybe they were going to offer us some sponsorship. So come on, baby. Hey, things are moving in the right direction, but we're not quite there yet, folks. Help Cold Front out. Help your boy out. Help your boy out. So let's get in line. I got to do some research. I want everybody, you have my email. I'm going to put it down here. Simple Gmail thing that we made. Do me a favor, because I'm going to run. Emails in the chat. Everybody on TikTok. Knowles, what's up? Listen up, Knowles. Good timing. We've been on here for a while, so I'm actually leaving. But Cold Front Fantasy Football League. Chat. Through the chat. Chat Fantasy. Listen up, TikTok. Cold Front Buffalo at Gmail. YouTube and X, you see it in the chat. Cold Front Buffalo at Gmail. Am I allowed to chat in here? How do I chat? Can I chat in my own chat on TikTok? Chat. I don't know how to do it, boys and girls. Can I do it? Oh, wait. Enhance? No, enhance. Yeah, maybe I can enhance the way I look. Can it make me look better? There's an enhance button. Shit. Anyway, Cold Front Buffalo at Gmail. TikTok. I don't know how to do it. I don't see how I can type in this freaking thing. I don't know what they do here. You know I'm not the tech guy. But I can figure out fantasy football because I've done that 1,000 times. So let's do it. I need to know how many people want to do it in the chat. Fantasy football. Cold Front Buffalo Fantasy Football. So cool. Cold Front Buffalo chat fantasy football. What a freaking idea Dexy came up with. A handful of people already raised their hands and said, hell yeah. Knowles, I knew it. Knowles, I saw you popping in. Perfect timing. Just says I want in. I knew you did. So Cold Front Buffalo at gmail.com. Please send me an email if you don't mind. I mean, I know I'm not looking for your personal information just yet. I just want to know how many emails, how many people are in, because if you said it in the chat, which a bunch of you did, that's hard for me to go back and try to look for hands and shit. So if you could just do me a favor, shoot an email and say, I'm in with fantasy football. This is something good thing we're starting it now because it'll give me some time. My only issue is if we have too many people, that would kind of stink. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm sure we'll have enough people. If we have like 15 or 16 people, we could probably have a couple of people that would do 2 leagues. You know, like I'm saying, if we're at a number that is higher than 12 and less than 20, you know, you don't want to go less than 10 teams per, no more than 12, in my opinion. 14 gets completely out of control. But let me know. Shoot me an email, please. I appreciate you. Knowles, no shit, right, bud? Like, I don't know. You guys are all online. Does anybody else that does this content? Again, I'm not a content creator, but these content people, does anybody do this with the chat? With the followers? Do fantasy football? Like, I've never met a single one of you on here. Joe Bork says a 32-team league. No shot, buddy. Oh, especially if it's for money, no way. Now, the money thing, I don't know how we do that. Actually, Joe Bork, do me a favor, Joe Bork. If you could please email me as well, because I think you said a name of a site that I was not familiar with by looking at it. A money league. They hopefully handle the money. I would not want to be responsible for touching it if it was all in some escrow account via their site. Nothing, you know, as a commissioner, I don't want those problems. I'm not here to steal anybody's money whatsoever. That would be great. But if you could please email me that information, that would be freaking awesome of you, Joe Bork. Ethan Davis, let's just one last time for Ethan, who just said, I just wanted to say thank you for all the kind words earlier. Hope you have a good day, everyone. Yeah, one last time, everybody give Ethan a quick thought and prayer. 5th year. I think I'm right with this, Ethan, if I can remember. 5-year anniversary from the date where his grandmother passed from cancer today. So kind of a mixed emotion day for him, a little bit of a rough one, of course, as we can understand. However, he's choosing to take this day where he's feeling a little down and hang out with us, which is awesome. So let's give it back to him and give him all of your thoughts and your prayers. And we're with you. And we know that grandma's just feeling much better now, right? She's in a better place. And she's still hanging with you, brother. She's still hanging with Ethan Davis. She's watching you. She's hanging with you. And I'm sure she's proud as shit of you. And yeah, you got Chromio over here saying without a question, she's with you, Ethan. Kurganelli, prayers up to you and your family. Yeah, everybody's thinking of you, my brother. So we will never ignore that. So okay, Preston just emailed. Thank you. Yeah, everybody, when you can, shoot me a message if you want anything to do with the thing. Noel says, I bet Grandma is a Cold Front subscriber now. Hey, man. Yeah, Grandma's hanging out with us. Grandma's in here giving us a good vibe. I wouldn't doubt that Grandma Davis was the one that threw the freaking idea into Dexy Gaming's head that made him text out to me or chat saying, why don't we do a Cold Front chat fantasy football? So Ethan Davis, just know that Grandma Davis is the one that deserves the thank you, because that cannot be coincidental. I'm not usually that type of thinker, but man, is that insane, huh? That is nuts. Because Dexy's in here every day with us. Ethan's in here every day with us. Knowles is in here. Like a lot of people, Kirkland, like everybody's with. And it just so happens, same day, we get one of the greatest ideas possibly to ever happen. I've yet to hear, and I hang out, or I listen to and pay attention to a lot of like Buffalo Bills content creator people. I never hear them talking about fantasy football with the chat. I've never yet to hear that. So what a freaking idea on what a day. Just know that, Ethan. Grandma did it. Chromio says, you get it, Grandma Davis. Hell yes. I went through it 8 years ago. I totally understand. I celebrate birthdays, the loss, and holidays 100%. Yeah, Grandma Davis, baby. Grandma Davis, locking and loading today. Thank you, Grandma Davis, for the greatest idea ever given through Dexy Gaming. So email me. Appreciate all of you. Love you. Subscribe if you haven't. Follow along. Road to 500 real quick, and we need to get to 1,000 by the start of the football season is really my hope. That's the plan. What do I have to do? I don't know. I don't know what else we can do. I know some people asked for some more film, which we'll do. DJ Moore coming up. Film with DJ Moore coming up shortly. And pay attention to Bill's Roundtable and Roundtable Sports as well, because we're going to be start getting there, and hopefully that'll vault us, but I'm just assuming so. So, all right, love y'all. Mad Chatter, know if you can pull off fantasy football, you will. It will be amazing. No, if you can. Yeah, I didn't think so. W content, as the kids say. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, the kids, baby. The kids, you know what I'm saying? Aura. I still don't even know what that means. All right, love y'all. Cold Front. Talk to you later. Peace.